If Love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not
Wait.
Yeah.
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you. They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You never know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side fly. Just like a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, cute as could be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
I don't know if I'm ready
Why?
because you have been relentless already.
People are saying now you have to shave it because you got to change the mojo. I'm not going to make you do that. But I just think it's funny, and I don't want to have the entire show be about your beard again, even though I'm delighting in it because it's been the greatest material we've had this week. But you're accessorized today. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm supposed to ignore that?
I always wear blue.
Yeah.
So you think I went into my closet and said, I wonder where it would match with my goatee.
I feel like you did. I feel like you're just like, how about we add some drip?
Don't ever say that.
Good morning, Brittany. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Good to have you filling in for Frog Boy today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Frog Boy is a coward. He left quivering because he just was sucking his thumb saying Dreisaitl, so he didn't want to do the show today. He had no guts. So we appreciate you pinch hitting for him today.
Of course.
As we get to headlines, which are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai miles of inventory. Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. And remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Yesterday, the Panthers dropped game one of the Stanley Cup Final to the Oilers, 4-3 in overtime. Very late in overtime, a little over 30 seconds.
Late.
Yeah, a little over 30 seconds left. Leon Draisaitl from Connor McDavid. And they go on and win. Draisaitl, of course, had no goals in last year's series. He opened up the scoring, and he finished out the scoring yesterday.
Yeah.
He had a huge pair, as did Sam Bennett.
Who?
But a great game.
Bennett was on one because there was a couple of times where he goes, I got this. And he just.
I feel like we needed more of that. I felt like, Wayne Gretzky made point of this.
He said that. I mean, Bennett said that. I
Yeah.
think that I think he said we didn't put any pressure on them.
I didn't think they did either. Like, it was very reminiscent
They
to
were going
me.
very defensive once they got the
Yeah,
lead.
it was very reminiscent of game one against Toronto. It felt very similar. Like you just felt like stuck in the blocks. Now, look, credit to the Oilers because it felt like a game. I mean, the mood of it flipped. Basically, it was flipping by period.
Right.
And the Panthers got into that first period, and it felt like, oh, this isn't, and somehow they're up 2-1 because Sam Bennett has this incredible deflection in just a rage stupid decision. The Oilers decide to challenge it, and it results in the Cats going right on the power play.
You should not win that game. When you make that mistake that costs you a goal, you should not win it. And they won it.
Yeah, I guess I understand what you're saying, but it's almost like the Cats were gifted a 2-1 lead that like you wouldn't normally have, right? Like you should have just been evened up, and instead it's like, why? Now, look, if you would have listened to the broadcast, you would have thought that Sam Bennett once again committed crimes because anybody sees Sam Bennett around stuff, and they're like, no, that's going to be waived.
But then they go, oh, they did go back.
It took like 9 angles.
But then they go, okay, look, he got tripped.
Yeah, finally. But like in the finally, but like Olczyk for the entire time. No, that's going to be overturned. And even
goalie.
And then Lundqvist afterwards was like, still. He goes, I don't want to look at it. I'm like, get over yourself, Lundqvist. I mean, he's very handsome. He's a good-looking fella. But I mean, it's just he was sitting here. He's just like, I don't want to look at this. So the Cats, yeah, I felt for the Cats not even playing that great, being up 2-1. Obviously, losing a 2-goal lead sucks. Right. First Paul Maurice loss after having the lead after 2 periods. Never happened in the Paul Maurice playoff era with the Panthers. I felt like that was a lot of P's. But you know, I mean, like, look, man, it was a great game back and forth. I thought that their best period was the second period by leaps and bounds. Mm-hmm. And then it felt, and Gretzky made this point too. It just kind of felt like that third period, you know, almost like they got out of it. It was a 1-goal lead, and it kind of felt like they were trying to like
get to the end. Like they just made no pressure on anything. And McDavid said, bleep that. I'm going to make stuff happen. But I think that, and it's funny because you can sit back and play defense, which they're very good at. But you can also think of it this way. If you continue to be aggressive, then they're on the defensive side.
Right.
And they can't score.
I didn't think they imposed anything.
Right. They just kind of sat back and wait for time to run out.
But I think as we saw even in that game, I thought that there was places where the Cats can improve. But yeah, I mean, I thought even honestly, I thought the Oilers played more physical. I thought Evander Kane was a moose out there.
Yeah,
you know, it was. But you know, some people who get quivered over this stuff, like, dude, come on. When do the champs earn your faith as a fan base? Like, how many situations do you need to see them in to feel like they won't bounce back? Yeah. Like that clearly wasn't their best punch. You know, Bob was under
duress
the whole game. Some things he was doing, I was like, no, Bob, no.
Like when he almost skated to the blue line with the puck. I'm like, hey, what are we doing?
He was great. He was just like, whoops. You know, you got that feeling when you throw it out there, you're like, oh no, not my teammate.
Right
here.
But he stopped it. Now, I was annoyed, like, because such a good game to end on a power play because of that, right? Just
yeah, it sucks. I feel terrible for Nosek, but you know, yeah, it because it felt very much like the mood was Panthers almost came out of that overtime. Barkey's like, I'm ending this puppy.
Right.
Skinner was on it, and then it was all Oilers, and then it kind of felt like it was leaning back to the Cats. Like the overtime was almost reminiscent of the game where we were ping-ponging like, oh, this is it.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like it felt very much like you saw both of these teams. They came out hot. They were rested. They gave everything. Felt a little toasty. And it was almost, it felt like, oh, we're going to double OT for sure. And that
absolutely.
And that penalty is like,
well, even then, you know what I was thinking? Hockey question. Do the penalty minutes carry over to the second overtime?
What, the power play? Yeah, I believe I do.
Okay. That because I was curious. But it
wasn't going to be much more.
Because I'm thinking like this. In any other sport, right? If there's a foul that doesn't result in, then it's just over.
It's not any other sport, baby.
I know. No, I know.
But no, like that was when you could just see like the look on his face too. No second, like no second. No.
He just did the skate of shame.
It is a skate of shame.
Like, look.
What that must feel like? Do you must be in that penalty box? You're like, no.
I know that feeling.
And then you just see
like when you fumble at the end of a game.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. And then that rat bastard dynamic duo, speedy as they are.
Oh my goodness.
Setting themselves up for the win. And so the Cats in a down 0-1 after a fantastic game one.
Which is they're very used to.
Yeah.
You're right. I just like the thing that I hate about when you're playing a series that's evenly matched like this is that you don't want to look back at a game that you let slip, and that could have been the difference, right? They were like undefeated, went up by 2 goals.
Yeah.
As long as Paul Maurice has been coach.
Yeah.
And so from that standpoint, I don't want to look back and be talking about game 1, right? Just move on. Those things happen, right? It's unfortunate that with a minute and 30 seconds left, we get a power play. But I don't have any doubt that they'll bounce back because, hell, for the last 2 years, that's what they've done.
I thought it was a great game. I can't wait for game 2. It felt so much different than the Carolina series. Like it felt like back into the Toronto series. Like, oh,
right.
Like you could just see that team's a cut above of what the Cats just took on. And so but I'm hyped for it. I can't wait to see how they bounce back. I think there are guys who definitely can play a lot better. Matthew Tkachuk felt like he was getting cardio last night, but
he wasn't touching anybody.
I didn't feel that from him. And it was weird though, because I feel like the other thing with the Toronto series that I thought was reminiscent of this game, I remember the Cats, I felt like they were playing almost too careful. And I think that obviously how potent the power play is for Edmonton, like there's going to be a line, and I don't think they'll do that again. I think that
I don't think they'll let it get to 0-2 because they do realize they're dealing with a much better team. So, and again, if you get out of Edmonton with a split,
it's beautiful.
Right.
It's beautiful. So we'll take a break. Lots to get into in this game. We'll hear we'll hear from some of the parties afterwards as well. Take a break. Back with more after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. And the Miami Heat hold the 20th pick in this year's draft. And if you need a place to watch the draft amongst friends, why not do it in the Heat's house at the Kaseya Center on June 25th? The event will feature immersive activities, including shots on the court, exclusive photo opportunities, appearances by Heat legends, live entertainment from Heat talent, and more. To RSVP, visit heat.com/draft party. 560 WQM, and yours truly will be boots on the ground with Solana. We'll be hosting that puppy. I got to get into my draft research. I haven't done anything. I gotta get on that. It is June. I got to stop chasing empty NBA rumors instead. So you guys can get at us on the chat, 560 WQAM on YouTube and Twitch. You guys can call us at 305-567-0560.
I'm a dummy.
What happened?
So my face was a little off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
So the screen.
Thought it was your laptop. Good for you, buddy. So the Panthers lose last night. Let's hear a little bit from Paul Maurice yesterday and get his thoughts on all things game one. So Paul Maurice yesterday letting it be known that he didn't think that the Panthers played their style of hockey with the 3-2 lead. Here was Paul Maurice.
I think at 3-2, not at 3-1. We're driving play at that point. We're good with it. I like it. That'll go back to not in terms of defensive positioning or our play without the puck. I thought we were a little safe with the puck.
All right, I agree. This was Paul Maurice asked about his message to Thomas Nosek after the penalty in the overtime. Gets the delay game. Cats had to go on the kill. They did not. And now we're down 0-1. Here was Paul Maurice on his message to 92.
Find him after the game of being down 0-2 to Toronto, and that line came in and changed everything for us, and how we're not here without Thomas Nosek. It's a tough break, so we just make sure he doesn't eat alone tonight. He's got lots of people sitting at his table and reminding him of how good he's been to us, and it's going to be tough when he's going to eat that one for a day, but he's from his penalty kill to, again, that line really changed the flow of that Toronto series. Just we'll remind him of that a whole bunch of times before the puck drops.
So he wants Nosek to get the Dairy Queen invite. He doesn't want him left at the hotel. Make sure he gets a blizzard.
Baby. No, make sure he's not left alone.
Don't leave him alone.
Yeah.
Don't leave him alone.
I mean, we had to check in on our guy.
Who, Anderson? Yeah. How was he? Did you guys bring him back the next year?
Yeah.
How was
he? I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
Oh, all right. Story time.
So here's what happened to Gary Anderson. He missed the field goal.
Mm-hmm. Don't do the thing where you cover your mouth.
He goes back home to
South Africa.
He lived on the west coast of Florida.
Okay. Were you living down here at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
His wife bolted with the yoga instructor.
What?
And the following year, he had his 2 kids.
What do you mean she had his 2 kids?
He did. He was single parenting.
Oh.
So I'm going to ask you.
Wait, so she hightailed from the family.
So I'll ask you. In the scheme of things, life versus a field goal, how are you going to approach Gary Anderson? With what just?
I don't know, dude.
You understand?
That's
at
least before Brady lost Giselle to the jiu-jitsu instructor, he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, it was.
Jeez.
So he came back. He had his kids, and we were like, "Yo, we here." Don't know the whole full story. That's just snippets of what I heard, but for whatever reason.
That's
so
crazy.
so life takes precedence over sports.
Goodness gracious.
And so when you come back to the team like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna talk to him about a field goal? See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was that. I didn't want to put nobody's business out there, but that's kind of you. Sometimes
27 years.
here, let's do this. Sometimes having the backstory helps you understand the situation more, right? So, as a teammate, to be supportive of your friend and your teammate who is going through things that are a lot bigger than making or missing a field goal. Like, yeah. So you'll never hear anybody say anything negative about Gary Anderson.
Trevor says, what's worse, you losing your significant other to jiu-jitsu or yoga?
Trevor, how about you get one first and then let us know?
Jeez, you don't know the situation right now.
I don't. It just sounded like a good one.
Hunter says it's always the damn yoga instructor.
I mean,
it's too much bending.
No, too much assistance on bending.
Exactly, dude.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay, downward dog. Yes, arch the back.
Yeah, let's go with
there you go.
No, that's not okay. Here's Paul Maurice on his feelings on game one.
I think so. I mean, it's
a jerk.
And also, he's pulling a Schmeathan where he tells you can go to hell.
I know, Trev.
Here's Paul Maurice.
Potential, just a spectacular 7-gamer right up and down the ice. It's still fast. There's not any casualness, and there's no BS in either team's game. The pucks go deep that are supposed to go deep. I mean, I think we had one all night we didn't like, maybe two all night that we didn't like our decision at the line. They didn't fool around with it either. It was honest, it was hard, it was fast, and it was tight. It was an overtime game.
Two close teams.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I would say, tell me, did you see this? For a team that has the skill skaters that they have, they were pretty physical.
Yeah, I thought so.
Right? And that kind of caught me off guard. And so
especially in the first period.
Yeah. So
I
think
it was kind of reminiscent of it was a little bit, Carolina kind of brought that, but obviously they got, dudes with skills.
Listen, the Panthers can do that for 7 games.
Well, that's the thing.
Can you?
Right. And that's the thing that I'm always interested with the Panthers is like, I think there's a little bit like the Panthers
slow rolling into chaos.
It's a little bit like a boxer where like they like to see what kind of juice you got in that punch.
Right.
What can you do? And it's like, can you keep this pace up? Because now I'm going to start counter punching. I'm going to start bringing it back and bringing that heat back on you.
Feeling their way.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that feeling their way has to result in a loss.
It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. But I genuinely feel it's an odd feeling. I understand they were up 2. I genuinely feel if the Cats would have won that game yesterday, especially the way the third went, I felt like they would have stolen one.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's where I was getting at. That's where, because the energy when they tied the game, how it returned, and I'm like, yo, if they can get out of here with a victory with this crowd going off like this, they would definitely steal one. I do think, though, that they applied some pressure to the Panthers that the Panthers are used to applying to other teams. But I know for a fact the Panthers could do it for 7 games. I don't know if Edmonton can.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It'll definitely be fun to follow. We'll get back into it as well. We also got our NBA Finals starting up tonight. God, I mean, nobody in Vegas thinks that the Pacers have a shot, dude. Do you want to know how little they think they have a shot? I just was looking at the NBA Final odds, NBA Finals MVP odds, and you can get Halliburton at 7-1, like plus 700. They don't think he has a shot.
Here's what I would say. the thing that makes sports so awesome is that, and here's what I don't get about sports fans. If the Knicks were in this position, you would call them gritty, find a way to win. They have that dude and Jalen Brunson, and you would come up with all these excuses or all these reasons why you think even though big underdogs, the Knicks have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
It's Indiana who basically beat the Knicks at their game by always finding a way at the end of the game to win. And what I would say is that maybe that's something special going on with that team. And maybe it's not just, oh, but they got no chance against OKC. So I'm not ready to dismiss it. I got a little chili pepper in my pocket that I may, might have to go ahead on and dabble.
I feel like the fun thing too is I'm at least going to take Indiana early in the series. I want to see because it's like
how can we dismiss
a 10-point? We're going a 10-point spread in game one. I don't know. Like,
how
I feel
can
like
we
most
dismiss
of the time,
them is my question. Because if it were the Knicks, we would not be dismissing them the way we are Indiana. And Indiana beat the Knicks and beat them pretty good.
Truly, though, I do want a fast series.
Why?
I want to get to the off season, baby. Oh, I want to get to the off.
Season. It doesn't matter.
No, it matters.
Dates, all the off-season dates are set.
but the fodder matters. That's what matters. That's what matters.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
What are you expecting this off-season?
Pain.
No. See, this is your way of being able to talk about something without having to answer any questions about it. You give these ridiculous ass answers.
It's not a ridiculous answer.
I say, hey, what do you think is going to happen this offseason? Pain. Mr. T.
I don't think you got the tone of that right. When
I didn't. That's why I'm pissed.
When I said pain, I meant I'm ready to get hurt again. Like, that's probably what I'm expecting because that's what.
Okay, well, say that. Say that you got all your.
Well, I didn't say
all
like
these hopes and dreams or whatever, and I expected to go.
But I didn't sound like Mr. T. I didn't go prediction, pain. I was like pain. That's how.
Hey, woman, come over here and get a real man.
I train alone. I eat alone. He really did.
Yeah.
Did nothing with that money.
By the way, he's like 5. He's the same height as Sylvester Stallone. Tiny.
I know.
So all right.
He was a sprinter though. He couldn't keep it up for 7 games. Mr. T. That was the secret.
Yeah. He was always so angry.
God, is there a better name? I mean, Clubber Lang is such a great. That's a great boxing name.
You should have never came back, old man.
That's got to be the next Creed, right? We got to find somebody from the Clubber Lang tree.
But they tried that with the last guy.
They did that with Drago.
His friend. Well, no, remember his friend that like, oh, you left me behind and I took the heat for you. And
he
had all this anger.
He was kind of like Clubber Lang. I get you.
Right.
It was a ridiculous state. That Creed 3 was ridiculous. Everyone in the series has one. He gets a title shot after one fight.
What did you think? How long did you think? Is Creed doing as well as Rocky?
Is he doing as well?
As far as
seems like he's doing a lot better with his money management.
Oh, Creed in the movies?
Oh yeah.
Because he already got a kid. Remember, he got a kid. Creed 1.
Yeah.
So Rocky didn't have a kid yet.
That's true.
Right. So
no, Rocky got the kid in Rocky 2.
In Rocky 2.
Yeah, Rocky 2.
Right.
But they seemed like they were living large. I mean, maybe
oh yeah, remember Paulie had the robot?
Yeah, that's right. All right, so maybe there's a money management thing. This is the downfall of Creed is coming. No, I'm expecting.
So wait, didn't Rocky die in Creed 3?
No, he didn't die. He just went away.
Oh, I thought he was sick.
No, he was sick in Creed 1, and then at the end of Creed 2, he went to go be with his family.
Yeah, because
and he was, Michael B. Jordan took over the whole thing. There's no. He's just written off. I don't think there's no coming back for him.
Oh, by the way, I got a Marshall from the Vikings. What's his name? His last name's Marshall. Not Bill Marshall.
Sorry.
Hold on. I'll get it.
Checking their website.
Hmm.
Jim Marshall?
Jim Marshall. There it is. Who was he was out there, but fun to hang around. You know what he's famous for?
No.
You ready?
Yeah.
His crew was called the Purple People Eaters.
Familiar with them.
Yep. They were the last before Buffalo. They were the last team to go to 4 Super Bowls in a row and lose them all.
That's crazy.
Right. But that's not what he's famous for. Hall of Famer. He is famous for getting a fumble and going the wrong way. So instead of a touchdown, you got 21 guys from both teams chasing him. He gets in the end zone, throws the ball down. The offense daps him up. And the defense is like, no. 2 points.
How far did he go?
70 yards?
Jeez.
Hold on, I'll pull it up. That's what he's known for.
No one could catch him?
No.
Crazy. All right, we'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this. my gosh. That's bad. I know I just got on air here and I realize I'm reacting to something nobody can see, but I just watched former Marlins catcher JT Realmuto take a foul tip right to his. Oof, that was a brutal one. Like a direct line drive foul ball.
Dude, it's the only thing that can happen to a man where every other man will go, oh, sorry, dude.
You want to see it? Oof.
Foul tip to the.
Oh, foul tip right, like direct down. Oh.
Wait, go again.
Roll it back.
I thought it hit his shin.
Nah, it's on the inside.
Ooh. Oh.
Jeez.
Look, wait, why is he doing cartwheels? Like he's like, oh. Can I just tell
I like how I love the tweet too, where it just says, here's the play where JT Realmuto got hurt. It is very disturbing. Agreed.
I would say this. Like, there's certain things when you get hit that your body just does crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like, why when you stub your toe, you immediately start dancing?
Oh, that's
Right?
that's
Like,
a move, dude. That's a move.
You start dancing, or I've never figured out if you slam your hand or you get the Kris Kringle where you jam your hand, that you immediately think to fix it, you just need to shake it out.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, right? Like, I don't. Oh, it's hilarious. Why is PK Subban looking
dude,
like?
I don't know what the hell's going on with PK Subban.
What is he wearing?
He looks like he's about to go hunt crocodiles.
No, he looks like he's raiding.
Does have, yeah, but I mean, he's got like that's like the Cam Newton feather in the cap hat, but that hat is ridiculous.
And he has the opposite of receding hairline.
I got to be honest with you though, I'm getting a little sick of the TNT crew. I kind of miss ESPN. I miss PK Subban because I feel like PK will give credit where credit's due. Dude, they are. I mean.
First well, what do you expect when you have a whole bunch of Canadians up there?
Dude, it's ridiculous. First of all.
And you got Gretzky who played for the.
I actually think Gretzky.
Fair.
I think Gretzky's fair. The only thing I think is like, it's very clear, and this is probably what's going to be when Michael Jordan's on the broadcast for NBC. You can see how much they revere him. Like anybody else saying anything is stupid. They're just like, right. What do you say? Great one. What do you say? And to be fair, he basically predicted the equalizer. He predicted the play and is like, yeah, that's how it's going to go. McDavid around the net, setting up a pass, tie this thing up, and they're, and he looks so wise, like a hockey Buddha.
But that's why you got to bow down to him.
You just listen to whatever he's got to say. I actually don't mind that. Olchek, I'm getting a little sick of because I'm getting a little sick of
the way he talked about Sam Bennett in the crease.
Yeah.
He should be eliminated.
And then like anytime McDavid's out there. Like we know he's the fast one. We know he's out there, Eddie. We know. And they never let Boucher talk. They're just like, hey, what's going down there, Brian? He goes, hitting. He goes, is McDavid down there? Ooh, tell him I say hello. We get it, dude. You love him. We get it.
I'm just curious. You literally get worked up about some of the craziest things in sports.
I'm not the only one, though.
No, but
I'm not the only one. Like, 305. It says Wayne Gretzky looks like he's wearing a Wayne Gretzky mask. He does look a little Botox.
He looks like I said, what do you think, Wayne?
Well, it's pretty great, hockey.
Moisturizer.
305 Maniac says they can't contain their hope for Florida to lose. No, it's very obvious. It's patently like
obvious. That much, I'll say. But here's what makes it weird for me. You ever compliment somebody without really complimenting them? They talk about how great the Panthers have been.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about all the talent they have, and then they just go right over to Edmonton and just like,
Yeah.
so
Moving
like,
along.
right.
Moving
So,
but I felt this with Carolina too. Like I have felt this throughout the playoffs that there's a little. I don't know if they have Panthers fatigue. I don't know if they are just. I don't know what
I think
it is.
Part of it is that when you're in this situation, it's hard for anybody to comprehend what the Panthers have done the last 3 years. And so you continually look for it to be over. You see what I'm saying? It's not that they're rooting against the Panthers. It's almost like they're looking at it in like, this can't last forever. And Edmonton's really good. Or Carolina's really good.
You see our boy Hot Rod laughing at the booing.
Of course.
He's just like they started just killing him. He's just dying laughing on the ice. Just a team full of menaces.
Right. Well, it's something to be said about getting booed by half of the people at the stadium.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Booed, and then they were doing the Sergei chants the whole game. He's probably like, this is nice. This is my real name.
It's pretty like, man, like I couldn't get up. I got my jacuzzi, right? Then I almost dehydrated because I went through 2 periods, which I never do.
You sat there for 2 periods?
Yeah.
Because you liked the lead and things were going vibing good?
Yeah.
But 3-2, you had to call it quits?
No, I got a second intermission. I got up, took a shower, and then went and sat on the couch.
Yeah, but it didn't get tied till the 3rd.
Huh?
Didn't get tied.
No, but I watched 2 periods.
But they were leaving. They were winning?
Yeah, they were up 2-1.
So they were up.
No, they were up 3-1.
They were up 3-2 at the end of 2.
At the end of 2, 3-2. Right.
So you left.
I left.
So it's your fault.
No, it's not.
It's your fault.
I still got the stupid beard.
No, it's your fault. You don't change seats through the wind. What are you doing?
I was dehydrating.
Yeah, go feet in only. What do you mean you left up 3-2?
Feet in.
Hold on.
Who does that?
Let's just be clear.
Wait, I'm a grown ass man. Who does feet
Let me
in
get this straight. Hold
in
on.
a jacuzzi?
I just want to be clear here,
No.
okay? The Panthers were up 3-2, had their best period, and you thought it was a good time to leave? Your little tootsies couldn't take 20 more minutes?
I was seeing spots.
I don't care, dude. You get your ass right back in the jacuzzi. You take a little lap. No, I'm not accepting it.
So I couldn't, like, I tried to get out and get in the pool, and then I was going to get back in.
But then you just dried off and decided to go watch it on your
I got the
PC.
shakes. I was like,
Shakes!
I need fluids.
Are you kidding me,
I
dude?
pounded fluids. It wasn't helping.
That? I had no
was
idea.
dying.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I can look at you right now.
Wait, I'm not. Wait, what did I do wrong?
What do you mean? What did you do, Brittany?
Yeah, you're
Am I insane here?
No, not at all.
If
Leroy,
you're in a hockey game, vibes are important, and everybody knows lead, things going good, stick where I'm at.
I do that with any sport. I don't know. I'm not really sure what was going on there, Leroy. You passed out in that hot tub. Turn off the heat. Can't you turn off the heat in the hot tub?
I'm not saying, but he doesn't.
Wait, RVA Richie said my shirt walks to the corner on its own. I haven't washed it.
Dude, you had 20 minutes to regroup, reset.
Steven, hey. Stephen Ale. Leroy, better be a raisin tomorrow. What are you guys doing?
Dude,
This
I
is
can't believe you just admitted that.
Yeah, I don't know why you.
I don't
also
know
admitted
why
that.
you would say that. What do you mean? With the lead, you left.
I was. Hold on. In defense of myself, I've left in between periods to go take a shower so I could be ready for the 3rd period.
Shower? You hit the showers after the game. Once we're up 1-0.
You washed off the
But
juju.
it went into overtime.
She said it. You lost off the juju.
You washed off the juju.
You wiped yourself of mojo.
I washed off the dehydration. I was locking up.
So you left the hot tub to go take a hot shower? That
No,
makes
I
sense?
didn't take a hot shower.
So you just raw dogged it into your PJs?
No,
You just
I
dried
took
off?
a shower.
So was
But
it
I
hot
took
or-
it.
So you
no,
took
it
a
was
cold
cool.
shower.
Yeah,
You took a
because
cool shower.
I was trying to cool my body off.
Okay, cool. Then get your ass back in the hot tub once the third period starts.
Dude, I was in critical zone.
Okay.
What am I supposed to do?
You know who else is in the critical zone?
Who?
The Cats.
No,
No more hot tub. No more watching the games from the hot tub.
C-Dub said shower during game 7.
No, I mean, do what you want next game. Just like, if it would have been tied, okay, fine. Lead?
Washed off everything except your hypnotic chin. Thanks, Smeathan.
I don't even understand this. So let me just want to be clear here. Paul Maurice has never lost a game leading after 2 in the playoffs with the Cats.
Mm.
And then Leroy decides now is a good time to get out of the hot tub.
No, my body said we got to go.
No, not acceptable.
Dude, I was pounding so much Gator Light. I had all the suck.
That was our road to repeat, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius.
Why is everybody mad at me?
Hockey fans, don't sit this one out like Leroy. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. For the third period, Leroy.
Wow, Smeathan said, now I'm glad that kicker missed.
Game days are fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
You want this one? I already
No,
had one today.
I'm good.
I just did that for
I
radio,
have
but
one.
it's really good. It's my favorite flavor.
Strawberry watermelon?
Yeah.
I mean, not strawberry watermelon.
Watermelon lemonade.
Watermelon lemonade.
Yeah.
Which sounds like an odd pairing.
You want to try it? Cool taste. It's pretty
Is
good.
it cold?
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
This isn't cold.
It's
dude.
cool. I said it was cool.
You got the.
Yeah. All right. Well, Thomas Nosek, you're off the hook, dude.
Why?
You know why. Back after this.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to our headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai models in inventory with the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Panthers dropped game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final last night. 4-3 in overtime. Sam Bennett with a huge pair. Marchand had a goal. Leon Draisaitl with the game winner. Bob, 42 saves on 46 shots. Stuart Skinner had 29 saves. He was really good too. Both goalies, some incredible saves. I think Bob, what did I see Jameson Holland say? Bob had 11 high danger saves.
what the hell is a high danger save?
Danger, dude.
Where it was just a free for all.
I think just overtime was high danger for Bob.
Right.
I mean, how many did he have before the Oilers finally won? He had like 3 breakaways he had to stop. Nervous. I was like, focus. It's okay. You know what happens with you can focus, but then you reset, refocus. Sam
sounds like Leroy needs a lifeguard for the next game. Like, yeah, man, what you guys doing?
This was Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett said they're going to learn from this after leading 3-1 and dropping the game. Here was Sam Bennett. You got him after the game, Brittany? Here he was.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be a long series. I don't think we expected this to be easy. So, you can learn some things from tonight, and then we're just going to move on.
He also said that they sat back, didn't play their game enough.
I think just not let up. Don't sit back. We've been really good all year at not sitting back with the lead, and for whatever reason, we sat back a little bit tonight.
There you go.
Wow. Smeathan got a little froggy.
What do you say? Leroy
is going to need a high danger save if I see him in these streets. Stay in the tub. You threatened me?
Dade South says, if you want the dub, stay in the tub.
So y'all don't care about my well-being.
Use intermission. Now, listen, if they're losing early, don't be in the tub. I don't care. But if they have a lead, if your ass
But they were losing.
No, they weren't. You said.
Yes, they scored first. I got in the beginning of the game.
No. Listen to me. You got in the tub.
Yes.
You stayed there through the first period.
Yep.
They were winning.
Yep.
You stayed there through the second period.
Yep.
They were winning.
Yep.
You got out of the tub.
Yep.
They lost.
Dude, there has to be a time limit on some of these things.
No.
It's not like the nasty shirt or something like that.
You can't commit to being in the tub for the game and then
Right.
not go.
No,
further.
but I've always, all year, Brittany, I've done this. I've gotten in the tub for the first period.
That's what you say. I don't know. That's what you claim. All I can
No,
go
it
by.
is. I can't sit.
All I can go by is where we're at.
Because
right
here's
now.
what happens.
There's a championship on
Here.
the line, and you don't have a championship.
I'm going to give you my
mentality.
full, here's what happens. I get my ice and my, stuff in my cooler, pack my cooler, right? Get in there. Game starts at 8 o'clock. Boom. In the jacuzzi.
Right.
Hot, whatever. The game doesn't start on time.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've been in there for almost a full 30-minute cycle before the game gets midway through the first period. Now I got to set it again. So I set it again. And then at the end of the first period, usually I've done some stretching in jacuzzi, then I get in the pool, and then by the end of the second period, I'm out. So that's why this is what I normally have done all year. So while people are saying I should have stayed in, I was actually being pretty consistent with what I've done all year.
Okay, pretty consistent. But you have even admitted you broke from it a little bit, and that break now goes from what your routine is to what you need to do for that game. And so I'm sorry. Now, look, if you don't want to do the next game and you don't want to sit on the top, that's fine.
If you want congratulations, you risk dehydration.
Maybe set the maybe have the temperature go down in the tub a little bit. I don't know. But it just
who sets the hot tub for cooler?
I don't know.
That sounds ridiculous.
Who gets out of a tub with a lead?
A dehydrated man.
Use intermission.
Dude, I've almost felt like jerky out there.
You are a jerky.
Probably would have been delicious though. I'd be a delicious piece of spicy jerky.
NBA Finals begin tonight. OKC, they host the Indiana Pacers at 8:30. They are a 9.5 point favorite.
Here's the time limit. It's called the end of the game.
He's right.
And it went into overtime.
Okay. Again, if we would have been here and it would have been tied then after and you wanted to switch it up, fine. Okay. Once the lead, but when you got out of the tub with the lead at 3-2, you doomed the Cats. If you wanted to leave with the lead, fine. Deficit, fine. Like next game, I'll switch it up from where I was. I've been very safe in my spot, but now I can switch it up a little bit because the Cats lost. But you don't mess with what's working.
This is the finals. You got to tell your body, not now.
He's right.
Yeah, but then your body will say, yeah, now.
You would, dude, let me tell you something right now. You would have been fine with a 15-minute intermission to reset, refocus, and you could have given me a third period in that tub.
Yeah, but it went into overtime.
Okay. It wouldn't have if you would have stayed in the tub. If you would have stayed in the tub, that puppy would have been donezo in regulation.
Did I have any superstitions in my playing career? No. Because any superstitions I may or may not have had ended when I got busted in the head the first couple of plays of the game. I would say something I did religiously when I was in Minnesota. I would get up very early and go to the gym, ride the bike for like 30 minutes, and then go home, shave, get ready, then go to the stadium. And I never had, put it this way, I never had to look at the time because I knew, I was on time. So I guess that's it. I did feel weird when I didn't go to the gym, but yeah, that's really about it.
We'll take a break here on the show. I'll see if I can get myself back on track because of this hurt and this betrayal from Leroy. That's next. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program.
There's guys in the chat right now, right in my wheelhouse.
What's that?
I'm going to Publix, bro. Cap, get that chicken tender sub.
Oh, man.
Publix is the best. Publix is my favorite deli ever. Publix Boar's Head Ultimate Sub is my favorite. Boar's Head is worth it. It really is. Yep. Beats any of the excellent delis in New Jersey or New York. Wow.
Agreed.
Yeah?
Yeah, overrated.
I mean, I tell you what. Better than Los Spadas.
Nobody's better. Los
Los
Spadas
Spadas?
meatball sub.
Oh, the
Come on.
meatball sub.
Yep.
Woo.
Game changer.
Game changer. You guys don't understand.
Dade South put it out there that apparently there's a report that Knicks players are sick of Rick Brunson. I love this. I love all the Knicks. Jaylen Brunson's father.
Oh, really?
He's on the staff.
Oh.
Yeah. Didn't love his role with the team. I love all the infighting because
first of all, there's one person who can't complain. Cat. No. You can't complain about nothing.
Why not?
Charmin.
Oh, and Jalen Brunson's the glove?
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that RVA, 2 meatballs talking food.
Dude, the little Spada's meatball sub.
No, I'm telling you. It is, look, it is unbelievable.
So good.
So good. You get it as it comes and then put a couple of little peppers on it.
Mm-hmm.
Get you a little spice.
So
I can't eat a whole thing.
So you're saying he can't talk because he was soft this past series?
I'm just saying that, like, here. How much better would the Knicks be if I could get Cat to play half of the offensive series in the paint? Because you do understand that they would guard him with a small guy because he wasn't a threat to be in the paint. And if you can't offensively take advantage of that, then, like, yeah, he's a 7-footer getting guarded by guys 6'4", 6'5", because he ain't going in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
So no, like, stop.
I'll tell you one thing these Knicks fans better stop doing, all right?
What's that?
Unless they want to get smacked in the face by me. You put one more Bam Adebayo in a Photoshop, we're going to have problems.
Oh, in the Knicks jersey?
Yeah, I don't like that. It's disgusting.
Who do we get?
I don't know. I don't want to. What would you want? It's filth.
Okay.
I don't like it.
You're a fraud.
What?
You're a fraud.
Don't say that.
Let me tell you why.
What?
You've checked the Knicks roster,
mm-hmm.
and there isn't anybody you want.
Mm-hmm.
But if the right name gets mentioned,
mm-hmm.
let me just say this as kind as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Bam, have your suitcase ready.
I don't think so. Bam's my guy. I don't think I could do it.
Now, here's what I call playing both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can justify to yourself, but it's for Kawhi. Replace Kawhi's name with any other name.
Yep.
Because if the right name comes up, you will trade anybody.
I don't think so.
You wanted to trade Spo.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Let's
Why
not,
do we
let's
do
not
this?
Change,
you say things.
Let's not change.
You say things.
The past.
Wait, you say things, and then you mysteriously forget.
What I don't like is you take context away of why I traded Eric Spoelstra.
Now, I'm not talking about to Portland.
Well,
I'm talking about this recent one.
I didn't trade him. What I want, but like that's another thing the Knicks fans are trying to do. They're circling Spo like the buzzards.
Oh, and you said, what would you trade for?
What would I trade for
right.
Spo?
Yeah.
I don't think they really have anything that I would trade for Spo.
So any trade involving the Knicks is gonna not work out for you because you have nothing they want.
It's not that I don't have nothing I want. It's just like there's not a guy on their team that I'm just like, oh my God, like that. Like OG makes a ton of dough. He's a really good player. Would the Heat be better with OG and Anunoby? Yeah, probably. But like, am I giving up everything? No. Bridges? No. Cat's flawed. I think I'd be into having Cat on the team.
No.
With Bam?
No.
That's a good front court, dude.
Dude, how do your 7-footer is playing the 4 and your 6'9" guy's playing the 5?
But that's a dynamic duo.
Oh my goodness, dude.
It's
Stop.
Funsies.
Stop. Bam is a 4. Stop making him a 5. He's a 4.
You can just say things all you want. He's going to defend 5s in that spot anyway.
That's different. On the offensive end, I want him as a point forward. Okay? Bring the ball up periodically, but you need a
Wouldn't
5.
you want him to bring the ball forward and kick it to Cat in the corner?
No. I want Cat's ass with a foot in the paint on half of the...
Yeah, well, that's not how he plays. That's not how he's found
So
success.
that's why I said I don't want him.
Zero chance you want?
No.
I'm not trading Spo for him.
Because the game is going to get, at some point during the season, physical. And I don't want to look at a player and say, if he would do this, it gives us a better chance to win, and he won't do it.
Saw an interesting John Morant mock draft today, or mock trade today.
Can I just say this?
Pretty fair deal.
Can I just say this? I'm going to say this. I don't want to sound crazy, but I'm going to say it. I have a feeling, okay, that if Ja ended up here, and hear me out, I'm not saying the same issues, but I think it would play out like Deshaun Watson.
Really?
For this reason. You're sitting here trying to dismiss or disregard all of the immature things this guy has done. And every time we've done that in any sport and think like we could fix him, right? Oh, it's different here. Oh, he got where he wanted to be. Oh, he just wanted to be out of that situation. They continue to do the same stuff. Antonio Brown, right? Like,
he seems like a very immature person. I will grant
I'm not. Dude, the trade to get him here, that means he would have to fall in line with the Bams and the Tylers.
Let me give you the trade, though. Can I give you the trade?
Let
me give you the fake trade. I saw this today on Heat Culture's Twitter.
You can't call it a fake trade, and you're bringing it up like
this is with the.
So wait, beforehand,
yeah,
would you do it? Don't play middle.
I have to go.
Don't.
I have to say whether I do it. I think I do it. I think I do it.
Go.
I think I do it.
Go. And let me see if I can call you an idiot.
The Miami Heat receive Ja Morant. The Grizzlies would get Andrew Wiggins, Nikola Jovic, Jaime, Pella, and a 2029 first round pick and a 2031 first round swap.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because Ja doesn't move the needle enough to miss those 4 guys.
You think? Like, the only guy that's painful to me is Nico. Everybody else. Like, I hate to lose Pella. You know I'm a huge Pella guy.
Too much stuff. I say it, yep. Too much stuff, Jukebox. Too much.
It's a lot of stuff, though.
Okay, so what is your starting 5 going to look like?
Okay, in that case, all right, so backcourt is Tyler and Ja. You still keep Kalel in this case. So you got your front court of Ware, Bam. Need a 3. Probably needed to be another shooter. So maybe Dunks. Keep Dunks out there. That's a very bad defensive front out there. Could go Haywood Highsmith. Maybe Keyshawn Johnson.
I'm still annoyed that Thomas Bryant has a chance to win a championship.
Why? He's perfect.
I like
individual.
him. I like him. I'm just saying. I want he couldn't work out here for a 10 seed.
Okay, he didn't work out here for a 10 seed because they were going to play the rookie, and he didn't play very much.
Okay, I got you.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Happy
I'm happy
for
for him. I'm happy for him.
Do you think he would have been the difference between them?
No, he would have been the
same
difference as Ja would make after trading all the youngins.
It's not all the youngins. We keep Ware. You say you don't want to trade Ware.
Spo doesn't even like Ware.
He's gonna play, dude. And now you got somebody who can get him lobs. Dunks.
You are so
one pick, one
Hold
swap. Pella and Nico.
Question. Out of curiosity.
Yeah.
What do you think that his defensive rating would be with those 5 on the floor?
I don't know, but what would their offensive rating be? Pretty good.
Nobody shoots what?
Tyler can shoot.
That's a terrible trade.
It's not a terrible trade.
For a guy that you still have questions about.
You have questions. You have questions.
I don't want to give it. Wait. I am not giving up that much for a guy that the league still has questions about.
Okay. You have, in this trade, you would lose your 6-man in Nikola Jovic. He's not going to start with the Heat. You would lose Andrew Wiggins, your starting 3, which...
I hate the fact that you know what?
He don't want to be here.
I hate the fact that people go through life changes and sports fans could give a rat's ass. Right? Like that. Why are we so insensitive? Like that guy, yeah, he had a rough year, dude.
Okay.
So okay. Yeah, it's man.
What?
I just think that's cruel.
It's cruel?
Yeah.
He's fine, dude. He's walking in
You don't
Memphis.
know he's fine.
He's going to have a great time in Memphis. You're walking in Memphis. It's closer to Canada. What?
You are
what, dude?
the shadiest sports fan ever.
That's not fair.
You support your players and the guys on your team until something else shows up.
I got to trade Nico. I'm heartbroken over it.
Don't sound like it. You just did the dunks. No. Come on.
I'm very worried about John.
No, I don't understand.
What?
You've heard some of the stuff that Wiggins went through before he came here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you have zero sympathy for that man. The human part of it. Forget the basketball player. The human aspect of it. None. To where you think this guy is done. Bye. He sucked for us the short time he was here. He don't want to be here. Bye.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you can figure that out? And you know everything and so you just chalk it up to no. He doesn't want to be here.
If he's here, he's here. It's fine. It's not like he's my most hated Heat player of all time. But it just kind of represents where everybody's like, he didn't expect to be here. He loved being in Golden State. He got dropped off. He's wearing Jimmy Butler's number. He then all of a sudden got injured for the first time in his career. When he was here, he'd give you one good quarter. Wasn't a great time, dude. Seems like a perfectly nice individual. I think it's just best for both parties to
already after 2 months. 2 months. Let's go. You don't think that could
if I'm getting Ja?
Who's more dependable?
Ja.
You think Ja's more dependable than Wiggins?
He's a better player.
I'm not disputing
He's more
that.
dependable as a better player.
He's a better player?
Yes.
Agreed.
He's more dependable as a better player.
Okay. But
what are we talking about?
How are you going to be dependable if you got all this stuff around?
Would I trust Andrew Wiggins to cross a grandma across the street and not get distracted by something? Yes. Okay. John Morant, he'd probably do gimmicks and make grandma do celebrations.
Throw fake hand grenades.
Yeah. Okay.
Finger guns or real guns.
If I needed somebody,
we got a regular Gilbert Arenas coming here.
If I needed somebody to watch Tommy for an hour, I'd pick Andrew Wiggins. Okay? Because otherwise, Tommy's probably like, Tommy, you'll come over and say, Dad, hit this. Andrew Wiggins seems very responsible.
Okay,
Very responsible.
but
I don't need
see,
responsibilities. I need responsibilities out the window.
Here's the thing. I don't know why life eludes athletes, right? Regardless of what you think of athletes and being pros or whatever, they're people. And they go through things that we all go through, but they live under the spotlight. And for some reason, we're so very dismissive.
You're dismissive of Ja?
There's a difference in what Andrew Wiggins went through and what Ja has done to himself.
They're out to get him.
Really?
League doesn't care about anybody.
Did somebody say, "Hey, Ja, show that gun"?
That's a bad friend. That's not his fault.
Or hey, Ja, let's lock and load her next time we make a three. Right? Come on.
That's it. Hey, come on. Throwing the grenade. That's a great celebration.
If he would have jumped on the floor and covered his ears.
Now, the one thing we have to he does cover the ears as he runs. The one thing I'll say though, he's got to apologize to Kalo for calling him a pigeon. Got to apologize.
I mean, the whole league has got a lot of positive. Remember what they did to poor Tyler?
Oh. It's going to be good for Tyler, too.
How?
They're going to be a great dynamic duo.
No, you know why? Here's why it's going to be great for Tyler. Because Tyler's going to say, y'all talking about my defense. Let me introduce you to Ja.
Yeah, but they're going to be in a dynamic backcourt duo.
Yeah, they say Wiggins was on a milk carton for weeks. So was Bam.
Who was?
They said Wiggins goes on a milk carton for weeks.
No, I mean, it wasn't a great tenure. It wasn't a great run.
Yeah, but it was like 3 months.
Yeah.
Like you don't give it.
Felt like 6.
Man, I just think I have a little more compassion for what humans go through than you do. You could care less. Your only compassion cares if this guy is producing for my team. I love him. If he's not, he's a bum. Get him out of here.
Not fair.
Andrew Wiggins is a good player.
He's a good player.
Right.
I need a great player.
No, but not to play his. You still need good players too.
Mm-hmm.
What does Ja have? Ja being
get.
here with Wiggins is a lot better than Ja without Wiggins.
I would agree, but got a gift to get.
And you think you're giving him Wiggins?
Yeah. Well, Wiggins, Nico, Pella.
No, absolutely not. I'm not giving all my youth. The last thing I want to do is get older.
It's not all your youth. We get this year's pick, so we'll have a new rookie coming in. We got Keyshawn Johnson stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
We lose Pella. Pella hurts.
I mean, I guess.
What?
I'm like, no. I don't understand how you just have.
Okay, so would you trade Wiggins for KD? Come on, dude. What?
Hold on. Yes.
Because he's mature?
No. Because I know what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm going to get a guy who's going to play ball. I know for the next couple of years, you're going to get whatever KD has to offer, even though he's a curmudgeon. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can live with that, right? But I'm not gonna trade 4 guys for a guy you have no idea what he's gonna be
you
like.
Only play 5. What's the difference, baby?
You only play 5.
Jaime's not Jaime
Okay,
didn't play last year.
okay.
Pella gets very few minutes.
So there's a couple of people that I'm not saying they can't deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have questions about how they handle Astron.
That's fair.
Zion and Ja.
Zion's not going anywhere. New Orleans building around him.
Oh, that's what they said?
That's what Joe Newbar says.
Okay, great. Mm-hmm.
What? We'll take a break. Back after this. That's producing. What's up? Why are you looking at me like that?
I just like from the start of the show, you just haven't been very.
I haven't been very what?
Nice.
I haven't been very nice.
And then with your hot takes, with you would trade half the team for John Morant.
I'm not trading half
and
the
take
team.
a chance.
I'm not trading half the team.
Do you understand what the risk is with that?
I don't think it's that big a risk. I think you need an influx of talent. And
I just got a message.
From?
Be careful. A lot of people are getting tickets here from the new school zone cameras, even when it's not school hours.
Okay. That's like that's a home base thing, or that's around here?
Home base.
Oh, okay. I don't appreciate that you say that I'm not being reasonable.
You always say I don't appreciate something, yet you do it consistently.
What did I do?
You're not. Hold on.
Still pleasing you.
I'm going to ask you guys this. What part of what I'm about to do seems reasonable? Okay? You say you're a reasonable person.
Thank you.
You mentioned the John Morant trade.
Mm-hmm.
And you figure you're reasonable?
Yeah.
Dunks. Does that seem reasonable?
We need some new stuff, dude. It's been the same.
You need new stuff.
We're mundane right now. We got nothing.
How are you married?
What are you talking about?
Because I'm
I'm
just
very
like,
loyal. I didn't trade Tyler. I didn't trade Bam.
But I'm just saying, like you're always looking at the new shiny thing.
We need a new shiny thing. Objectively, we need a new
but you
shiny
need one
thing.
that's going to be dependable.
Maybe he'll be dependable down here.
Mate, the fact that you say maybe means I'm not giving up half my team for it.
The only, I agree with Leroy on this sense when it comes to John Morant, because we thought that Jimmy Butler could be dependable. We thought that we were going to change him, that he was never going to do what he did in in Minnesota, that what he did with the 76ers. And then that turned out to be horrible. And I think Jaw's an even bigger liability than Jimmy Butler ever was.
Great point, Brittany. Except when things were good with Jimmy Butler, they were good.
Yeah, but how, what is it going to be? We're going to be in a vicious cycle of every 4 years. Like, it's going great. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's not going great. And then John Morant's going to want out of Miami.
I can say sports can be a vicious cycle.
Hey, Smeathan said it perfectly. At this rate, Tobin would trade Mrs. Tobin and Senor Gato for Judge Booty.
That's not fair. This has nothing to do with my love life.
So wait. There's only one person out there that I would be willing to move as many players as you are. There's only one.
Who?
Giannis.
Okay.
But I'm not doing a Giannis haul for John Morant.
It's not a haul though, because you're only getting up one pick.
Yeah, but with the to get that young talent in return, that allows a team like Milwaukee to build for the future while getting some solid play.
Some solid play. They don't want. I'm sure they don't want to go in the toilet.
I'm not doing that for Ja. It ain't worth it.
You can't just say it with that tone and that make it okay, because you just Ja. Like you
I'm
can't
not doing it.
You're making it very dismissive. I don't appreciate.
I am. You see. Here's what I hate about you. You'll say this, and then we'll get Ja, and in 2 years, all the things we fear would happen, and you'll just move on.
I'll just move on.
You just move on. Like,
I'm not going to move on.
Took a swing.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
That's okay.
Yeah, but no, here. I use an example that we're all familiar with.
It's essentially the package you would have given up for Dame.
At the time, okay,
Mm-hmm.
at the time when Deshaun Watson was available and the Browns moved heaven and earth to get him, everybody was excited.
Mm-hmm.
We got our quarterback, right? They put all the other stuff aside. Then he got suspended. Oh, don't worry about it. Sit out. Be ready to go next year. Then he got hurt. And now everybody's fed up with it. But at the time, with all of the issues going on, there were a number of teams that would have given Deshaun Watson whatever he wanted to go there.
Not that kind of contract, though.
Well, that's what you have to do when you're Cleveland to get him not to get on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality of it. So the amount doesn't matter. What matters is you were willing to go there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work out. Now everybody's like, the Browns, they ruined it. They did this or whatever. That's how I feel when you talk about these things. Like,
I don't appreciate
you don't
that.
care about the downfall. You just want the porn hack at it.
I would appreciate a porn hack every now and then. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm getting a little sick
okay.
of check swings.
I'm okay, right? And I agree with you, but you still got to be smart about it. Okay, listen. I would move heaven and earth for Giannis.
Okay,
you know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
There is no investment that is not worth it. Any other guy that you would talk about, KD is another one on the lesser tier. But you know what you're getting. You know what you can do to build and get your team together.
But you're not
right?
in a position where
But that doesn't mean you got to settle.
Well, I don't think it's settling.
It is.
How is it settling?
Because you're moving
two
of your young guys for a guy that
three of them.
Mm-hmm. For a guy that you're still saying, I hope he turn it around.
Well, you turn it around in the sense of like you hope he's more mature, but
and what has given you that
from his production level? He's been a producer every year that he's been healthy.
That's the other thing. We ain't even talk about his health. Okay, what has he done in the last 2 years would give you an indication that, oh, he's matured now? Nothing.
Just some finger guns. Can we grow up a little bit?
What about the Molotov cocktail?
It's a grenade. Let's be okay. He didn't go. You're adding on to it. You're adding on to it.
I'm not adding on to it.
What am I giving up?
Sometimes I have to exaggerate just so you'll get a little understanding of what's going on.
Think about it like this.
The only sport in the world where you practice against one another in warm-ups.
That is strange.
Yeah.
That is strange. This isn't the match.
No.
I didn't even know they do that.
They go out and hit balls with each other, then they hit a couple of serves, and then they play.
Here's the thing.
Right.
This team, 37 wins. What are you losing? What's the loss, baby? Jaime Jaquez out of the rotation. Pella, nice player.
Now you're trying to justify.
I'm not justifying. I think these are the discussions that if you and I are Andy and Pat, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Go. Who am I?
You can be Pat.
Is Pat the responsible one or the
That's a
porn
good
hat
question.
guy?
I don't know. Hey Pat, you the responsible one?
Because I don't think the Heat have a Wile E. Coyote just floating around.
That's what they need me for.
They just go around and say, Pat, hear me out.
I think I should be Pat's ideas guy.
No,
you bring me in.
He'd retire tomorrow.
No, I don't think you would. You'd be like,
you're
I like
the
that
worst.
guy.
I'm sitting right next to you, and you drive me crazy.
I need him to go to Tim Donovan and be like, you know that guy who always asks the questions that we have to put out statements for? Bring him in. Let's see if he wants to be a consultant of fun. And then what does John make? What's his contract?
$1 bazillion.
Maybe
45, 50.
Contract for John Morant. Ooh, extension eligible.
And he's extension eligible, so he's getting traded.
Let's see. Here we go. John Morant. Not too bad. I mean, not nothing. 40 this year, 42 the year after that, and 44 the year after that. It's not too bad. Doesn't work out. Wipe your hands.
Wash your hands of 120 million?
Doesn't work out. Someone's gonna want Ja.
Oh my goodness.
We'll always be able to find a taker.
All right. So
what about this?
Okay.
You get in Ja. Okay. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
You bring in Ja.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got a guy that everybody will talk into too. So let's just say that he can revamp him a little bit. And then all of a sudden, Luka becomes available. And then you flip Ja for Luka.
And that you just got that all planned out. Like, you think if it doesn't work here for Ja, that somebody going to trade Luka for Ja? Are you out of your mind?
Flip this whale.
Oh my goodness. Why can I just Sometimes I feel like I'm doing a show with Rebecca.
Sicrino says, Tobin only sees the upside. He's not considering the risks nearly enough.
No, exactly.
Not to mention geographically where we are in the city of Miami and how much trouble he really can get into here.
We've already reviewed the Astron.
He likes to go pew pew. What's the big problem? He doesn't seem to have a social life that gets out of hand. That's more
Was
Zion.
he not in a club like with a pew pew?
Was he in the club with a pew pew?
Yeah.
He did everything but do what the wide receiver did from
Is that
New
frowned
York.
upon here?
How often do you see videos of Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo at a club with a gun?
They're good boys. They wouldn't do that.
No. So what was his name? Who's the
Tyler Hero did.
Who's the wide receiver that shot himself in the leg?
Plaxico Burress.
Plaxico Burress.
Tyler Hero did cause an accident at Wynwood.
Well, that's because some chick hunted him down. It wasn't because of him.
Caused chaos.
So anyway, dude, like, why do you do this?
Wailing and dealing, dude.
No,
come on, man.
Dude. 305 Maniac. John Zion do not need South Beach in their lives. Send them to Orlando. They need Disney.
I would be more worried about Zion off the court down here than I would Ja.
You're crazy.
I would.
You're crazy.
You mean like Zion does not look like he
We have a lot of fitness.
I see him
here.
sitting at the club with some honeys and empanadas.
He's in good shape.
Well, like I told you, like when guys first get into all leagues, they haven't gotten their man bodies yet.
Right.
So they look like that freshman 15. So yeah, like I wasn't worried about that. That's not what I'm worried about. Okay. You took and picked the two guys to go after that either hurt or in some kind of trouble. Like, we've had enough of that. You need somebody.
We haven't had enough of that.
You need somebody who's dependable and may not be as good as those guys, but you can depend on them from night to night. I just like, yeah, stop playing the same old game.
I don't think this is the same old game.
Really?
Yeah. I think you're playing the same old game.
What same old game?
You just want status quo.
I don't want status quo.
What do you want?
I'm just saying that before you start mortgaging your future, before you start.
It's the thing, though. You're not really mortgaging the future. One pick.
What about the players?
What, I mean, like, listen, one's an NBA correspondent in the finals. Okay.
So Jaime has been in the NBA for 2 years. And he had a bad year his second year.
He did.
For whatever reason. He had year-long bubble guts.
Yeah.
And you are ready to just, he's no good to us. Like, what is your time frame on development?
If he gets,
what is your time frame on development?
What do you mean?
He's been in the league 2 years.
He's 27.
So what? What is that? I don't care how old you are.
You don't?
So wait, let me get this straight. So if he were in his second year, but he was 21, you'd feel differently?
Absolutely. Like, I would feel different about where Jovic is at than where you would feel Jaime's at. Why wouldn't you?
Because experience at the next level has nothing to do with your age. It has to do with your experience.
Yeah, but like if there's growth physically and there's growth with maturity, like that's usually going to be more settled by the age that we always say, like, when's the peak of a player? 26, 27?
Well, that's because this is 6th or 7th year in the NBA.
Yeah. Well, dude, come on. What do you think he's going to be?
I don't know. I'm just saying that for the purposes of arguing with you, because you dismiss players so quickly.
So you just want to argue with me, though?
No, I'm just saying that you are so ready to dismiss a second-year player. I don't care how old he is.
Okay, I'm not dismissing a second-year player. I'm talking about trading for an all-star, multiple-time all-star for a guy who wasn't in the rotation last year.
Yeah. So if you know that, you think they know that?
Make up your mind, dude. Do you think he's going to be good or not?
Who?
You.
Think Jaime?
Yeah. Make up your mind.
I think I would look at him as of right now. I would put him in the same ilk as Precious.
Okay.
Right? Like he may play a long time, but he's going to be a role guy. He's got to develop his shot. But yeah, I look at him the same way I look at Precious. Not Jovic though.
Jovic would hurt to give away. He's definitely the player in this that I feel stings the most.
So let's think about this. If I could get Kevin Durant, or I could get Ja, with what you would have to do to get either player, who would have the most impact on this team?
Depends, because you might have to give up where to get KD.
I said all things being equal.
They're not going to be equal. You need to grow up. That's why I was intrigued with the Ja trade in the first place. That was proposed because it wasn't that tough a trade. I was like, it's kind of a palatable trade.
Yeah, if he plays and he doesn't get in trouble.
Okay, yes, obviously.
At what point? No.
What if Let me ask you about how about you grow up and just give me? How about just as a basketball player? I'm guaranteeing you, good John Morant. He's gonna behave. He's a changed guy.
4 years. 4 years. 3 years. 3 years.
For
3 years.
What I just offered in the trade. I'm talking about what I offered in the trade was a pick, a swap, Wiggins, Jaime, Nico, Pella. We got to take a break. You sit on it. We'll get back into the Cats as well. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, guys and Brittany.
Can you pot up Jennifer, Brittany, on the board? Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, guys and Brittany.
Yeah, I can see this is a home week, eh?
Oh, I mean, wow. You really, yeah.
I thought I sent you a message, huh?
What?
What? Did you send us a message?
I did, but see, people don't look at messages.
When did
But
you
it's
send us a
fine.
message?
We
Totally
exchange
fine.
1,000 messages a day.
Don't worry about it.
Last
Oh.
message I got from you, OMG want. This is the best shirt in the world.
No, it was on our chat here.
Oh,
on-
Oh,
the
the private chat.
The chats. Yeah. P.S. A train got to me once again. Home set.
Sure. Exactly what I said.
Let's
Give me the exact temperature. 104 is the
Hmm.
highest it goes.
You can survive those temperatures
Not for
Nobody was
for a
you
whole hockey game.
all you had to
no,
do.
you can't.
Yeah, you definitely
You
could.
can.
No, you
You
can't.
definitely could have, dude.
Dude, you guys are idiots.
All right.
Are you familiar with the term dehydration?
You don't think you could have taken
Familiar.
You don't think you could have taken a few minutes off during intermission and put the Tootsies back in?
No.
Come on. Just take the blame for the loss and move on. You got no accountability. At least Nosek had accountability.
Yeah, because we saw on TV him throw the ball to a kid in aisle 5.
Also, hot tubs, they always say a temperature, and it's usually never the case.
What do you mean?
A little bit. It's always a little bit colder.
No.
Yeah. It was probably
There's
96.
a thermometer in there.
Tell you
At
what, it was
best.
cold. Cat's locker room after that loss because of you.
I'm still waiting for the message that says
Okay.
anything about why you home showing it.
Don't deflect.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so now she's using Tobin tactics. Don't deflect.
Let us get a weather update, Leroy, from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954 more. Demesman and
One big happy family. Yeah, yeah. All right.
It's 3 years, guys.
It's 3 years.
You always do this, and it bothers me every single time. It's
It's
3
2
years. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
I know
Okay.
Demesman and Dover. It's only 2 years.
It's 2 years. One for each.
Mm-hmm.
So here. It is cloudy. And it's hard to tell which way the wind's blowing, but the winds look like to be moving stuff at about 15 plus miles an hour.
Ominous winds.
Right? I'm trying to look. I can't see any planes taking off or landing, which would help my situation a lot more. And the windows are dirty, so it looks a lot more cloudier than it actually is because of all the crap on the windows.
What do the trade winds say?
Oh, got it. Winds out of the east. Because I see a plane taking off over here.
Oh, beautiful.
So I'm going to say winds out of the east, southeast at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Look like at times they might be gusting a little bit higher. It is cloudy, not mostly cloudy. I can't see a bit of sun. And I'm going to say it's got to be over 90 degrees.
Or beach day for me?
Beach day.
Yeah.
If you don't want to get pushed back in, I'd stay away from the water.
Look at those cars go by.
Am I the only one? Am I the only one that got that?
What part?
Huh?
What part?
He said, "Is it a beach day for me?" I said, "Sure, unless you want to get pushed back in."
Did a whale joke?
Yeah, beach whale.
Good for you.
Yeah.
See, I didn't get that because I don't fat shame.
Yeah. A real changed man you are from Lent.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. So is when I could remember the color of your beard.
See, that's why I do that. I do that because I know that. you're gonna take your hacks too. So anyway,
I just don't agree with your whole arguments on trades are silly to me. Like,
no, why?
Because your counterpoints are to the guys that I have no problem trading with. You're like, oh, you just assume he's never going to be a good player. Like, grow up.
All right.
Like,
let me put it this way.
Let me ask you this.
Let me put it this way.
Let me ask you this. What's more likely?
What?
Jaime Jaquez becomes an all-star or John Morant has success in Miami?
John Morant has success in Miami.
Okay.
So, but here's what I would say about all of this. All the things that Pat Riley had a problem with, right? If you trade for a guy like John Morant, then it would make him seem like a hypocrite.
No.
Yes, it would.
Why?
Because he's hurt and he's suspended every year.
He's not suspended every year. He got suspended 1 year. Okay. He got warned, and he changed his celebration.
Didn't he get a couple of games last year?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he did.
He had the 1 year where he got suspended.
He got suspended for the gun thing earlier this year.
No, that was 2 years ago.
He got suspended this year.
No.
Okay.
Fined. Maybe fined.
Hurt.
He gets hurt.
Right.
He gets hurt.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
he's not taking it off to go watch the Miami Open.
Who are we talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. Jim VP. That's not what Ja does. Ja likes to hoop.
He's tiny, man.
Did you see him get that bucket over Khalil Ware? And he's a tiny guy who flourishes amongst the trees. They call him the Lorax dude. He speaks to the trees.
Anyway, I just think that if you're going to move heaven and earth for a player,
I don't think it's heaven. I think heaven and earth is a strong statement for this package.
Okay. Well, here's what I would say. If you're going to trade 3 of your young players, right, for a player, the one thing that I would say you should be able to depend on is his availability. Now, the other thing is that you know how much Spo likes to play basketball a certain way. And with all these signings, we tend to be moving farther and farther away from that.
How so?
Defense first. You bring in Ja, that's pretty much.
I mean, it is what it is, man. Like in the league, unless you're other than the Thunder, most teams are playing with highly skilled backcourts that have a little bit of deficiency on the defensive end. Cleveland did it. Cleveland has 2 terrible defenders in the backcourt.
And tiny. And where are they?
They're home.
Watching with us.
They're home.
So
I mean, they had a lot of injuries too, but like I
But
guess your hope there is Khalil Ware is going to turn into a defensive force.
Here's what I would say. And you guys can chime in if you agree with me or not. I'm good with that. But I would say this. Based on what's happened the last 3 or 4 years in this organization, the one thing that would terrify me the most is signing a player that has injury problems. Because you just went through that. You just got upset over it. And so then we're going to sign a guy that also has injury issues also?
I didn't get upset over it.
Dude, you were ready to move on from Tyler.
What does that have to do with Tyler? What?
But I'm just saying, like one of the problems that they had with Tyler and Jimmy.
Right.
And it was
Tyler Hero. And
why would you go out and sign another guy like that?
Tyler Hero did just as many injury problems as John Morant did. And then he had
a
year where he was really durable.
He's your guy.
You know what else Tyler Hero needs? Somebody else to be his guy because there's nobody else with offensive talent on the team.
I'm not questioning what the Heat need or don't need.
I
get what you're saying.
None of this throwing 3 guys at Tyler Hero's face.
I understand that. I'm merely just saying, like, is it worth the risk with all that you know up to this point with Ja Morant? I'm asking the wrong person. Because you're going to sit here and think about it, and then look, I can tell by the smirk on your face that you're full steam ahead.
But you're making it seem like I'm giving up where for him, you know?
No, I make it sound like I don't care who you're giving up for him. If he gets banged up or suspended, you're basically right where you thought you would be, and he didn't turn it around. So is it worth that risk? You say yes.
Maybe there's a little toxicity in Memphis, you know? Jaren Jackson Jr. I said that word correctly.
You did.
Jaren Jackson, don't you tried to do that yesterday too. What was the word that I said correctly? Abominable. Can I tell you something?
Can I just say this? You sped through that word without enunciating. You didn't. Yeah.
Do you really have to say that word slower?
Yes, abominable.
I'm proud of you.
You wouldn't do that on a regular sentence.
You know what was abominable?
What?
You leaving that hot tub and blowing the Panthers game yesterday.
on.
That's what was abominable.
Listen, I'm a horse. I was dehydrated.
You need to sit your ass in there like Yukon Cornelius.
Come on. I would have been like one of those lizards on the street
Yeah,
that spent a whole day on the
a
street.
lizard that was up 1-0 in the Stanley Cup Final.
Come on, I would have been like one of those charcoal lizards out on the street.
At least leave your toes in the hot tub or something.
My wife and I got into a little
The
bit.
skeeters, though.
My wife and I got into a little bit of a tiff.
What about the skeeters?
Look, put your body in the pool and your legs in the hot tub.
You've been to my house. That's not even possible. The
I don't remember.
The jacuzzi sits this high above the pool. How am I
You can do
going to
that.
be in the pool with my feet?
You could do that.
My wife and I got into a little bit of a tiff because she's selfish when it comes to TV shows. And so we got a little bit of an argument. And I have a bit that I like to do. You're familiar with it. It's called the lizard bit. And sometimes if there's a stray lizard,
You threw a lizard on.
I like to, you know. Well, my son catches the lizard yesterday, and he goes, "Don't do the bit. You already been in one fight with mom today."
The fact that
wait,
you had
the
to
most
warn
reasonable
you.
Person, wait, this guy's talking to me about trades when the most reasonable person in this house is Tommy.
Just looking out for me.
What did you do?
He threw the lizard. Of course, I know his
No, I
man.
didn't.
On your wife?
You did do it.
No, I didn't do it. If my son tells me not to do the bit, I'm not going to do the bit.
What
Who's
did you
the parent? Who is the parent?
I put the lizard outside. Next time, though, clean slate today.
Why would you throw a lizard on your wife?
He threw a lizard on me.
Why?
Okay, but that's different. A wife
it's
and
not.
Leroy.
I was doing a
Big
live
difference.
read and he chucked the lizard at me.
I'm aware. I was around.
Did you not remember when I picked up the iguana and she ran in terror?
Yes.
You ever do that to somebody you love? It's hilarious. What kind of a question is that?
Don't do that to her.
If you've been with somebody for 19 years,
Why are you calling? She said, "Hey, this is this is like wife bits."
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Don't do that to her.
you don't have wife bits. Your wife did a bit on you. You have a blue beard. Big Spoon gets what I'm saying. Funny.
Well, you can't throw a lizard on my daughter or my wife because they'll be like,
Oh,
"Oh,
they'll
look, it's so
adopt it, yeah.
cute." They'll
Right.
go get a shoebox and feed it.
Yeah, but an animal. Throwing an
No,
animal on
wait,
someone. it's
my
just
daughter
no.
found a woodpecker. She nursed it and fed it, brought it outside. It flew away.
Yeah, funny's funny.
It's not funny.
I don't think it's funny.
When I did it to you, it was hilarious.
I tried to play it off, but
You did play it off well. I was proud
except for the big.
of you. Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Florida Panthers dropped game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final to the Oilers yesterday, 4-3 in overtime. In spite of having a 2-goal lead, Sam Bennett, he had a huge pair. That guy's gonna make some.
Our seating arrangements, the way we're sitting on our cameras, makes Jennifer look like she's 7 foot tall, and Brittany look like she's 4'8".
Well, because I'm centered.
I just said it makes it look that way. Didn't say it was.
Look, I already told you I'm almost 6 feet tall, so it makes sense.
Really?
I think it's that giant gamer chair that she has.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's the long hair.
Was there a Halo tournament today? Is that why you're home?
Halo tournament?
Is there a Halo tournament?
I kind of prep for it, guys.
You got to get your thumbs ready.
Gotta get my thumbs ready. I got my glasses ready, just in case for my eyes. They hurt. Blue light.
But where's your feelings on the Cats, J Fig? How did you take yesterday's game?
I'm not happy about the loss. However, it's okay. We gave him one. This cup is still ours.
That's what gentlemen do.
That's what gentlemen do. And you know what? I kind of don't want to say Cats in 5, but I will say Cats in 6.
But if you feel Cats in 5, I'm not going to judge you.
No. I've been feeling since the very beginning Cats in 6.
Okay.
So, I'll let them slide.
Tobin only feels Cats in 5.
I always feel Cats in 5.
Yeah.
I get it.
I genuinely feel like if they would have won that game yesterday, we're talking Sweep City.
Nah.
We are. They're a good team. I'm not trying to discourage.
Good team. Like
They're a good team. But I know my Cats can flip a switch.
Okay.
I know once I believe in Paul Maurice finding those right triggers to adjust. I know everybody wants Nosek sent to the Yotes. Got some text about that yesterday. Send him to the Yotes. I feel bad for him.
For who?
Nosek.
Now all of a sudden you have compassion towards an athlete?
I have a lot of compassion towards athletes. That's why I don't appreciate when you say that.
No, you don't.
Whoa, because I was a little tough on Andrew Wiggins.
A little tough.
A little tough. One guy.
You're evil.
I'm in the foxhole, dude.
The foxhole of what?
Any of the athletes that I like. The ones that I don't, dead to me.
Yep. I did see the way you were willing to give Jimmy $60 million.
Yeah.
You still wish you could do that?
Nah, he betrayed me.
You still wish you could do that though? No. Right? Okay.
No.
Right.
I understood the fears.
So did you say Pat was right?
Didn't matter if I said Pat was right. He said he was right.
Who Pat said he was right?
Pat said he was right. So what are they, I think he's like when he was asked, do you apologize? Apology.
like he's on our show.
Yeah.
Like what?
Absolutely not. No apologies here.
Right.
Speaking of money, though, Sam Bennett's gonna make a lot of money. Record amount of playoff.
What
goals.
happens if he wins the MVP?
Woof. I think you bring that right to the negotiating table. I think at that point, Bill Zito's
so many people would be so pissed.
I think at that point, Bill Zito's just like, come over here, you rascal.
I think they'll find a way to do it. Like, there's like they let guys walk the last couple of years, but nobody as good as Sam Bennett, right? Okay.
No, definitely not.
Like, there's some guys that have been contributors, but not nearly as good as Sam Bennett.
No, that's
how old is he?
20.
Was Florida wasn't his first team, was he?
No.
Okay.
He's 28.
28. I felt 28, but I wasn't positive. He's like, you're gonna sign me till I'm 38. Works in hockey. From Marchand. I've seen Marchand was gonna probably get like 8 a year. He looks good.
He does.
He's playing his ass off. That's why I got faith. I think they're gonna, they're gonna bounce back just great. I really believe that. What the hell's going on here?
Wait a minute. Why is
this like grandma tournament?
No, because I'm like
mother-daughter.
I don't know. I know that lady over there.
We're distracted by the French Open right now. Coco Gauff's kicking ass.
But that lady on the she's providing zero to no help.
Yeah,
are they mother-daughter?
That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. They look too adorable and coordinated not to be.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we will mix bag it because we didn't do it last hour. Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. We're back with you here, 560 WQAM. Let us get to the mixed bag. All right, so last night, the Florida Panthers, they lose game one. We got to hear from our favorite goalie, Sergei Bobrovsky. He was asked why the team didn't play better. Here's what Bob had to say on that.
It's a hockey, it's everything could happen. So it's they're a good team. They played well, as we are. So it's overtime. Again, they score in the overtime. It's a tight game, and it's we're gonna get ready for next one.
You know what he's getting ready to do? Reset. Refocus. Cats back at it tomorrow is game 2. I may switch it up tomorrow, but I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. If I'm sitting somewhere and they got the lead, I'm not going to move.
What are you thinking of switching it up to?
I do not understand why you guys think that I should just risk health.
Please stop saying that. You're not risking health.
Dehydration is a real thing, dude.
Get more water during an intermission.
Throw a couple ice cubes in there.
Clearly, two people that have not ever did anything athletically strenuous.
Clearly, somebody who has never been a sports fan.
Wow. Okay.
I'm trying to teach you the other side of the tracks, dude. Selfish.
When was the last time you broke a sweat, J-Fig?
Selfish.
And you weren't at a concert where liquor was involved.
You know what? I don't really appreciate you and your assumptions.
Really?
You're being way too bold here.
A lot of lashing out for being a
really.
jerk,
wait.
Yep.
Answer the question.
The last time I broke a sweat was possibly yesterday.
I think if you walk outside right now, I'm breaking a sweat.
True.
So damn hot out here.
Doing a little yard work?
Yes, you can say that.
Speaking of breaking a sweat, you familiar with Jaylen Waddle?
Yep.
Jaylen Waddle has been challenged by his new wide receiver coach to learn a new skill. Here's what Jaylen Waddle had to say at OTAs this week on what Coach Robert Prince wants him to learn.
Oh, nah, man. RP brought like a whole, thing over here that we do. And he was challenging us to learn how to juggle. I learned how to juggle in like 2-3 days. I'm just saying, anybody can beat that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I was TikToking and some more stuff about this juggling. RP challenged us to learn. So, yeah, man, that's actually pretty fun. I'm trying to learn some new techniques, actually. What's the teaching? Hand-eye. A lot, bro. I'm talking about a lot. It's really tough. I ain't think juggling, but I learned in 2 days. If I ain't tell y'all that. I ain't tell y'all that. I learned in 2 days. If I didn't tell y'all that. 2 days.
You're proud of that, aren't you?
Hey, I'm telling you.
Jaylen Waddle learned to juggle in 2 days. Can you juggle?
I can learn in like 2 seconds.
You can learn, so you can't.
You know what? We have 2 seconds in the show. Do it.
No, wait, hold on.
Give me 3 balls.
You think you can?
Wait,
do you know how to juggle or you know how to juggle?
No, I know how to juggle. I know how to from watching TV.
Wait, what? So you just think by osmosis you just know how to juggle?
Yeah. Because I got good hand-eye skills.
But you got the one.
Wait,
thumb.
stop. During Mormon Wives, there's a guy in the show that teaches how to juggle.
What, juggle all them women?
He has done that too, actually. Dakota.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Speaking of reality TV, this Love Island USA season.
I haven't seen it yet.
Terrible.
Sucks.
Stinks. You know what it's like? It's like going from, because season 6, generational run. They'll never be, I don't know if they'll ever be.
Once you had the best, really, what matters?
It's like when the Heat tried to make Josh Richardson the one option. It's like, we're 2 episodes in. No one is being a sleaze or a skank. You know, it's just, they kick
early days.
Tobin. It's not early days. Let me tell you something. When it comes to reality TV, you need to come out of the box strong. And the only thing that happened was one girl got canceled. They barely mentioned it. She's off the show. And it's the Miami girl.
Oh, that's the
She's
one you
already
were
off the
telling-
show?
You
Kicked
guys
her
send me messages.
But she
I
wasn't.
don't watch the show, but I get updates.
Well, the second they put her picture to show who's a contestant on the show, they were instantly ready to cancel her too.
Yeah.
Really? Because why?
She said no words on podcasts.
Very uncomfortable words.
Yep.
Oh, before the show started.
The words intangible should not say.
Mm-hmm.
Too comfortably.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead on and say this to all my people that lack melanin out there in the world. One of the reasons why I don't use those words is because I don't want you to feel comfortable using those words. So don't be out there thinking that because you cool and you down with the get down, that you could just be out there saying anything.
Well, they didn't even like make it a thing. They were just like, they woke up day 2 of the villa and they're like, and she's gone. And that was it. She left the villa. That's what the Scottish guy said.
Oh, wait. So let me get this straight.
Was she already paired up?
So it's Love Island USA.
Yeah.
And there's a Scottish guy doing it?
You don't understand. So he is I forget his name, but he is the narrator for Love Island UK. He's so good at it. He makes the show. And so like last year they brought him in and they brought in Ariana Maddox from Vanderpump Rules. That's what made it a game changer, but then they also had a banging cast. Ariana and the narrator, they're going to have to carry this team like everybody, like D-Wade, D-Wade and LeBron without Chris Bosh.
When you say a banging cast.
Yeah. No, I just mean like they had a bang.
It was really very.
Was that the one with the crying dude?
Yes, yeah. Crying dude who went into the pool. That was episode 1.
Rob, who now has a commercial.
Wait, and then wasn't she crying too when he?
Yes,
he went like, wait a minute.
There's no.
No, she was just confused the entire time. The one that was crying constantly was Kaylor.
Oh, yeah. There's no Kaylor.
So
there's no Serena.
My question is this. So Love Island is your relationship is on the rocks. And then you go to Love Island to see if you.
No, that's Temptation Island. That's Temptation Island. Love Island is simply they're looking for love. Nobody's together.
Yeah, but you can't be looking for love when everybody's horny on the show.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, they got 2 more episodes.
I got to tell you something.
Out.
Y'all ain't doing it right.
What?
The youth of today.
What?
With all these shows and stuff. That's not how it works. Like 90-day fiance and all that stuff. No.
I'm just telling you right now, Love Island USA, I'm maybe more upset with the poor start
Has
to this.
there any been one of these things that's worked out long term?
Yes.
Blind has actually worked out.
Yes.
A couple of
them. It worked out for a long time. Tommy Fury and Molly May worked out.
They're not together.
Yeah, but that's just because he was a rat bastard years after. But
they got back together.
They were together for years.
And I think they're back together now.
Of course he is. He's a loser. Where's he going to go?
Yeah. Also, all 3 of the relationships from last season are still going strong.
A year later?
Yeah, that's impressive. That's
Serena
impressive.
and
Odell on TV, that's kind of impressive.
It's kind of impressive.
I guess. But do you do realize that like you're already going into a relationship with a bit of a deficit if that's how you.
Well, right now the deficit is interest in this season because the first 2 episodes
garbage. There's no
what were both episodes 2 hours?
I'm confused. So Love Island is just a whole bunch of horny people and they go on like various dates and then they kind of.
No, you don't necessarily go on dates. You'll maybe get to go on a date as a reward for winning a game.
Okay.
Then some bombshells will walk in and they are to make you so horny that you want to leave your relationship.
Oh, so you hook up, like you start dating somebody and then they bring twist into the crowd.
Yes.
They bring some.
They're always trying to break up.
Right after the second you get there, you're coupled up.
They're always trying to break you up.
As soon as you get there, you're coupled up.
You have to be in a couple the entire time, and if you're not in a couple,
You're vulnerable.
You are at stake to be voted off.
Oh, well, what if
and
you,
there's even
what
times
if you
where
don't want to be with the one you're coupled with?
Well, you gotta
find a way. You gotta weasel your way into a relationship.
figure it out.
When do they bring the new hotties in?
Every show.
So every show they bring hotties.
Yeah,
mostly, yeah.
If you're with an ugly duckling,
yep,
and you just
None of them are
hooking
ugly.
up.
The thing is that none of them are ugly.
None of them are ugly.
Okay,
But some of them are boring and stupid.
okay,
Fair.
So what I'm saying is, so you hook up, you matched up with somebody,
Yep.
but you realize this ain't gonna work.
Right.
Then
but
you just wait for the new hotties to come in.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, you need in Love Island, you need special ingredients of people. One, you need a dog. Okay. So you need somebody who's going to go after everybody. Right. And to 305 Maniac is saying you were watching the episode. 305 Maniac, I watched both. I do my homework. Shut up. What you do is you need a dog who's gonna hook up with everybody.
So he's just out there like
you need a
he's hosing down everything.
Yeah, you need a couple that's a little too committed. All right,
too soon.
Right, too
Right.
soon.
Because then those are the ones that somebody's gonna get their feelings hurt.
Right.
Because
Taylor and Aaron.
You need a crier. Okay. And they don't have any of that this year.
Nobody's crying.
Nobody's crying.
Well, in the preview, someone was crying, so that's good news.
They started to get to a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
I'm not going to Love Island to cry.
Let me go there and make them cry.
All these women got very offended because the first bombshell walked in, and 4 of the guys wanted to go get the opportunity to couple up with her, even though she very clearly only wanted to go with Nick.
It's literally been 2 days. Like, what do you expect?
And they all got very, very upset. They all feel hurt. So maybe some drama is going to pick up
So wait a
episode
minute.
3.
So let me get this straight. So you've been coupled up with this guy for 12 hours.
Essentially, yes.
And a bombshell walks in, and then look at you, and then look at her, and then go, I got to tell you, I'm in.
So they're like, who wants to be eligible for the draft is basically what they do.
Right, and
So 4 guys declared themselves eligible, and only 1 gets picked. So now the
And then
3 of them got to skink back to their relationship, and they're all like,
And you're also missing a very important
Never
part.
wanted
The
her.
bombshell gets to pick the person. They could steal the person from the couple.
yes, no stealing too. That can happen
Oh, wait.
as well.
So, whoa.
Leroy, watch an episode. Just
Hold
watch
on,
one.
hold on. So let me get this straight. So when they bring the bombshell in,
Mm-hmm.
she comes in because she no matter what,
or he,
no matter what, I'm gonna end up with somebody because I could just steal them.
Well, they do get to steal.
Yeah.
So
unless there's an open couple, like some people will be like, oh, we're together, but not really. So,
yeah, but she might not want that person.
She may not.
But
Or
it's
he may
always
not
the
want
ones that are that are more serious with the girl that they always steal. It's
Yeah,
always the case.
it's not always a strategy that works though, because
not.
sometimes the only rules are you got to sleep in the bed with them, but you don't got to do anything, right? And then some are even super respectful; they'll go sleep in the day bed or something like that. But either way, the whole point of it is the first two episodes have been useless.
Yeah, because I mean, you ain't really like you're hooked up, but you ain't really hooked up yet.
Yeah,
right.
It's been silly. It's been silly.
So it's anytime somebody new comes in, like you can't be offended if like, yeah, you cool, it was nice talking to you.
But the catch is they are
what?
They are offended, so that's what makes good for good television.
Yeah, but there hasn't
Offended?
been nothing's been.
Who would
good
be
yet.
offended after getting dumped after one day?
Because they claim that once you're in there, one day feels like
No,
a
it's
whole week
ridiculous.
or 2.
Yeah, because they're with the.
But
You're
If
with
it
them
feels like the whole
constantly.
week, let me tell you something. If you with somebody for a day,
But
and
I'm
it
saying
feels
it's
like a
because they're
week,
constantly in each
get
other's faces.
out.
They
Get
don't have
out.
they don't have any contact with the outside world.
So
nothing.
So they're constantly
all they
that are
doing
on
is
the island.
drinking and having parties with
Don't
hot
let-
people.
Don't listen
They
to these
can't
two.
even-
They sound that like your reaction is correct. They're crazy people.
No, they are crazy.
It is
They're not
crazy, but I'm saying that's what they claim.
But I also could understand
You
that
want
if,
to know
you're,
that I claim that because they're crazy people.
if you spend 24 hours with somebody, I mean, I feel like my feelings would be kind of hurt.
But mind
I'd be
you,
like,
so
24
I'd
hours?
be like,
but Leroy, this is what happened. The last season, episode 2, Rob tried to drown himself because he was so upset.
You want to
And-
cry, baby?
Yeah. And so this 2 episodes in, it's like,
Wait,
let's have
but
him. Some
I
blindfold
mean,
kissy.
I
That's
got to
it.
tell you. So wait a minute. So let me get this straight.
Leroy, watch 2 episodes.
The
All
two-
your answers,
No. The
all
two
your questions
people
will be answered.
that were crying over each other last year
Mhm.
had only been together for 2 days,
Yes.
Yes.
and he wanted to drown himself.
Yes.
And she was.
That's what I'm saying.
She was carrying on because he was getting a little Rough Rider going on.
No, she was.
She was.
She kissed somebody else.
Right.
Leah.
So hold on.
No, wait 1 second. That was only 2 episodes in. I don't remember that.
It was 2 episodes.
I felt like it was maybe 5.
No.
So this is, by the way,
that's why I'm saying
this is a stupid show.
No, it's not.
But I have questions.
But this is a bad season so far.
Watch the season. You're gonna love it, Leroy.
No, watch.
All I know
Like,
is I saw the guy running away from the little seated area.
Oh, you're
like,
thinking no. You're thinking of Temptation Island. You're thinking
right.
You're
Stop
thinking of,
about that show. Why do you have such an attachment to that show?
What the hell was that guy's name?
Who was watching this girl?
No, you were no. You're thinking of a complete. That's a Spanish Temptation
the
Island.
Montoya.
Yeah, Montoya.
Yeah,
Montoya. Yeah.
When he like ran, he was running like what's his name?
No, that is not this show. But anyway,
okay,
we'll take a break. Final hour coming on up. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get the headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai models inventory like the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. And remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. The Panthers, they dropped game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, 4-3 to the Oilers in overtime. They're back at it tomorrow with game 2. We'll get back into it a little bit later on. The Marlins, they got swept by the Rockies. I don't really even know what there is to say.
What do you want me to
say? What do you want to say about that? Like, you just lost. You got
Let it go.
swept by the worst team in baseball.
Yup.
And I mean, at that point, if you're Peter Bendix, what could be said? Him and Clayton McCullough, what could this duo have to say about it? You know, just terrible. Hopefully Yuri Perez comes back and some kind of life. Oh, so we got this. Is this all set? Is Coco Gauff and Sabalenka, is that set? She won?
Yeah.
That was quick. Yeah. Did anybody even? You couldn't even go get popcorn at the French Open. Coco Gauff, what did it take? Would that take an hour? That take an hour? Not even?
I mean, she hosed her down pretty good.
Holy crap.
That was pretty quick.
Jesus. Buzzsaw, dude. NBA Finals begin tonight. Oklahoma City Thunder against the Indiana Pacers. OKC's a 9.5-point favorite. Flip to some football here. Mike McDaniel. This was him yesterday. He talked about the team, or this was a couple days ago, excuse me. And he was talking about, is this a reset season for the Miami Dolphins?
Why would you ask somebody that? I don't know. Nobody has ever, as long as you've been around sports.
Yep.
How many times has a coach said, yeah, it's a reset?
No, that's why you got to ask.
Nobody's ever said it.
Here's what Mike McDaniel had to say about it.
We are trying to maximize our opportunity, and I think we have a good amount of young players that are very, very football focused, and their approach every day gives them the chance to be productive NFL players early. I think the days of, just the way that I see patterns of roster construction, the days of putting rookies on our entire rookie class on ice, I think are over. You have to have guys that have the appropriate mindset, that they will do what needs to be done to do right by their teammates.
What?
What do you mean? You didn't get that? Brandon says, my stomach starts bubbling when he speaks.
What the?
I thought that was very clear.
What did he say?
He's saying that there's no hand holding. There's no not letting the rookies play. The rookies are going to play.
So he's anti-Spo.
It seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're going to get anti-Cam Smith, who, didn't do much his rookie year. And then Patrick Paul kind of got his feet wet. Got his feet wet last year.
I told you.
And now he's got the starting gig.
I would have taken Patrick Paul and played him at guard right next to Teron Armstead. Because if you play next to the guy, it would have been a lot easier for him to then take that position.
I don't hate that, but they didn't. Do you think it's going to be, there's still going to be adjustments for him?
No.
Or do you think he'll be okay?
I think he still had Teron in the room.
He's a giant.
Yeah, but being a giant doesn't mean anything.
Better be.
What? It doesn't, dude.
What?
Think about this. Some of the guys he's defending are 6'4", 6'5", 260, 270, and run 4.445. That's a different beast than he has ever had to deal with.
You don't think he got that with the Houston Cougs?
Really?
Now, Jeff Darlington, credible guy, right? ESPN, long-time ties to Miami, saved Scotty Scheffler's life.
No, he didn't.
He saved his life.
No, he didn't.
We don't know what would have happened to Scotty Scheffler without Jeff Darlington.
He would have went to jail, and he would have gotten bailed out.
What if what if he would have gotten bludgeoned? Like the cop takes out a billy club and starts whacking at Scotty Scheffler. He didn't do that because Jeff Darlington was there. Too much. I apologize.
Jeff Darlington almost got arrested.
He did. It's a good friend. Jeff Darlington was on Joe Rose's show this morning. He said Mike McDaniel, very bullish on this offensive line. Don't do that. Don't let Jeff Darlington speak.
Listen, if the offensive line to me is the key to this whole season.
Yeah.
I personally think that if that offensive line protects, it changes everything. I think Tua is easily a top 10 quarterback in the league. If that line protects him, gives him the proper time to make the throws, and keeps him healthy.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. And I also will tell you that from talking to Mike, he is very bullish on this offensive line.
He should be. He should be.
Yeah. He thinks this is quietly going to be behind the scenes. I know that he thinks that this offensive line is underrated. He thinks they're a bunch of dogs. They are in there grinding this offseason in a way that he hasn't seen before. I'm with you. I do understand that the pressure is on. I think he knows that. But I also think you can flip the switch. We've seen it in this league plenty of times. I mean, look at the Commanders last year. Yes, it was because of Jaden Daniels, but they made some key changes at positions that we don't talk about all the time, and as a result, they ended up in the playoffs.
There you go. Jeff Darlington this morning on the Joe Rose show. Why are you dude? Come on. What? Why isn't that good news? Mike McDaniel's fired up.
Now, listen, and I just want to put things in perspective. If somebody comes to you and complains and tells you about your inefficiencies as a team,
yeah,
and then that season ends, and then you come back the following year, and everybody starts asking you questions about that same unit.
Yeah.
Based on nothing, you're going to celebrate what you've done at that. That's how you keep your job. That's called keeping your job. Right?
He doesn't have to sell his job to Jeff Darlington.
That's just like when a company.
You think he's selling Jeff Darlington a bill of goods?
When a company gets caught up in something and their sales drop tremendously because of whatever, a bad product or whatever. And then they come out and say, new management, we've
No, I don't appreciate that.
No, I'm just telling you.
Yeah, but you don't do that to Jeff Darlington.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Last year, when there was questions about the offensive line, what happened?
Oof.
What happened? You got laughed at.
Well, we all knew that was a mistake that was direct from the horse's mouth.
Okay, so why is this?
Jeff Darlington.
Until they play.
Yeah.
No, he was talking about somebody else being bullish.
He said Mike McDaniel was bullish when he talked to him. No, he said. No, I understand.
Jeff Darlington didn't say that.
He said.
He passed the word somebody else said.
Yeah, he said Mike McDaniel is very bullish.
What else is he going to be?
I don't know. Why say anything?
Ooh, name a coach that gets up there and say, hey, coach, what do you think about the offensive line? A little mid.
No, but if I don't think I think if he was me, you wouldn't be bullish. You'd just be like, oh, we'll see.
No, you'll be just like Chris Greer was last year.
No, I don't think so. Not to Jeff Darlington. He knows where the bodies are buried.
Again, I'm not saying this for any other reason other than you're basing opinions on no football being played. I don't do that.
Mike McDaniel is.
Yeah.
But maybe he thinks
Patrick. You can't possibly think anything of what your team's going to be without playing football.
Mike McDaniel knows. Hold on. He knows what football. He's been around football a long time. He knows at this time of year what he should be bullish on and what he should not be bullish on.
I'll tell you what he should not be bullish on. Guys who haven't hit anybody. Just a fair assessment.
Okay. Hold on, though. Hold on. All right. He doesn't have to deal with old Mr. Potato Head falling apart. Okay. He's gone. Retired. Eichenberg, bench warmer. All right.
Eichenberg is here. I told you why Eichenberg is here.
Okay. I don't want to talk about him. Because he's, to me, bench warmer. He's not starting. We know that.
Okay, go.
All right. So you got the rookie, Patrick Paul.
Mm-hmm.
You got James Daniels. Hopefully his Achilles is all right.
There we go.
All right. We got Aaron Brewer. Had a great year last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
We got a rookie in Jonah Savainaya.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
All right. And then Austin Jackson's back healthy, baby.
And Austin Jackson, heard a number of good things about Austin Jackson.
All right. So,
okay, that's all fine and great. Okay, but listen, I ain't buying in until I see him play some football. Sorry.
All right.
They earned that. Not me.
I agree.
I'm not why do I have to believe anything they tell me about? Because guess what? The offensive line may still look like trash if the coach calls plays and sweeps all the time.
But listen, faith is a free investment. I don't understand what the problem is.
No, it's not a free investment.
It's a free investment.
No. You don't want to invest in something and then have bubble guts all year because
faith costs nothing here.
Okay.
A little belief, baby.
Nope. I believe it when I see it. You know why? That's what they earned.
Humble and kind, which is an interesting handle.
Right. Did they not earn what I say? When I say I'll give it.
Is your skepticism earned?
Huh?
Yes, their skepticism towards them is deserved.
And it has, and keep in mind, my skepticism has less to do with the players and more to do with the play calling. You can't expect a player to be physical and aggressive and you're calling passive and run fast plays. You can't. So when I see this offense and this offensive line that has the right frame of mind to get in the trenches, get a little bit dirty, and be physical, then I'll say something.
Yeah, grab the wrenches.
But until then, it's the same thing as long as the same plays are being called. Thank you. All right. That's it.
But maybe he feels like he's fixed the trenches.
No, maybe. I don't care what he says. I don't care what he thinks.
Why not?
They're not playing football right now. And sometimes when you panic, you go revert to your old stuff. So who's to say how physical Mike McDaniel wants to be when he gets into the heat of battle and starts running all those damn sweeps again? I will wait until I see with my own eyes if the mentality of this team offensively has changed. Until then, I ain't buying it. And you earned it.
Take a break.
Sorry.
Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Why are you looking at me like that, dude? I just feel like you're giving me that look. What have we done? This is our 11th segment today. I'd say a good 7. I've gotten that look today.
I mean, because, like, dude, I'm hoarse from, like, trying to talk any sense into you.
Why? What's wrong, baby? It was the jaw thing, huh?
That.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it all started.
I don't understand. Like, there's certain things in life, under no circumstances do you settle, right? And what I would say is based on what this team has been through in the last 2 years, you can't go pay a guy top dollar to not be available. And you have to bring that into
$20 million less than Jimmy wanted,
with
though.
Bam or Tyler, and say, we got a guy that's going to be available and dependable. And Ja isn't that guy. I'm not saying he can't be, but all I have to go on right now is what he's done up to this point. That's all I have to judge him by. And that's all I'm judging him by. Even if I say, you know what? The off-field stuff is just him being a knucklehead, right? Maybe he can mature through that. Even if I give him that, he still misses a lot of games to injury. So, like, yeah, you got 2 chances of him missing games.
What about?
And it's just like, you know what? You know what he's like? We were at the tunnel. We look down the tunnel, and you see.
That's fine. I won't do it anymore.
And you see the light coming down the tunnel.
You know what?
And Tobin is like, that's not a train.
I'm not gonna do. You know what? I won't do it anymore. Then.
Won't do what?
No, I won't do it anymore.
Won't do what?
No more trade proposals for me.
And why are you lying to us?
No, I won't do it. I won't
Why
do
are
it
you
because it
lying
bothers
to
you. I don't want to do. I don't want to bother you.
It's not. No.
It bothers you.
It's not that it bothers me. But I would like trade proposals where you don't get excited.
That was a fair trade proposal.
About something. It's a fair trade. I'm not disputing that.
You just don't trust the player.
Right. What? Why would you trust him? Please tell me. Based on what has happened in his career.
Like my answer.
Based on what you have seen in his career to this point, why would you trust that guy and give him $40+ million a year?
I'm not giving him. That's what his contract is.
You still paying it?
Yeah, I'm not like you're acting like I gotta also give the like that's what the contract is.
No, okay.
You know,
and pay $40 million for it.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Yeah,
I'm listening.
You're not gonna like my answer,
dude. Don't. Dude.
Do it.
No, because I know he's good. Do you understand why? Like, everybody says I'm mean. You know, no, I'm not mean.
No, you're not.
I give the necessary amount of pressure to a guy who trolls me on a regular basis. Go, do it. Do your bit.
Dunks.
You're like a child in that final stretch at the grocery store where every parent hates dealing with that little strip candy section where the kid just starts reaching for crap.
Yeah.
That's you.
I don't think so.
Really? So, no, and here's the problem. No matter what I've explained to you, all factual, correct? Everything. Is there anything that I has said to you?
I think you still think John Morant was suspended last year for guns. It was 2 years ago.
Okay. Is there anything that I have said in this situation that wasn't accurate? Besides that, I was off a year. I admit that.
I'm just seeing if there were any other suspensions.
Didn't he get suspended earlier last year? I thought he did.
Nah. I think he got warned, and that's why he went from guns to grenades.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's like, does that not show poor decision making?
He
Because
went
you
from
just
guns.
got warned, don't do guns, and then you come
Like,
out
should
the
he not
next
poke
game.
the bear?
Yeah, like you're.
But he's doing what Tobin loves to do, which is find little wiggle room, little loopholes, and then
I think
Yes,
it's
until it happens for
that
you.
is kind of like the other one. That's why he loves
truth
him.
is, like, let's be honest with ourselves. If it wasn't the end of the season and they weren't vying for a play-in spot, he would have been suspended. The NBA was too scared to suspend him.
I don't agree with that. You can't suspend somebody for finger guns, Brittany.
He
what
was
about-
warned. He was warned.
Warned because for a fine. I don't think you could suspend somebody for finger guns.
I think you can.
Pew, pew.
Yeah, it's called conduct unbecoming.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Conduct unbecoming?
Yeah.
No, neither of them. I think it's conduct detrimental. I think
Conduct detrimental.
There you go.
conduct unbecoming. You're like, what is this? Conduct unbecoming. Yeah, you were just a jerk. You shouldn't have done it. It's very
And he
unbecoming of you,
point-
Ja.
and, like, we're also forgetting it wasn't just finger guns. Like, just it was directed at a player,
It was a rifle. Choo, choo.
and he doubled down.
How do we know?
Wait, you jackass.
What?
Just because you put little cartoon noises behind it.
Everybody does it. He's the only guy. They're all going guns.
I wonder why he's the only one that gets in trouble for it, because he's waving guns on social media.
There's a huge difference between like them always like you've seen LeBron do it. He puts the gun up and then he puts it in his holster, right? Like there's a huge difference between that and pointing the rifle at a player. That there's like two different
You
things.
act like he's sitting there on the court with his scope, being like 3 knots to the left.
Next thing he's gonna pull that celebration out now.
I got Luca.
Don't give him ideas.
Yeah, don't give him ideas.
I just think that we are at a point right now, especially with this team, that all the things that off the court have to be taken into account, because you need active participants more than you need anything. And so all these things have to be taken into account before you go trading for somebody. What?
Need him active at the rim.
Who?
Ja.
Okay.
Vlad wants to know what in the Papa Smurf is going on with your beard. I don't think he's been around.
To be fair, I think he was on vacation, so
That's true.
welcome back, Vlad. Stop hiding it, Leroy.
I'm not hiding it.
You've been hiding it all day.
No, I haven't.
Well, Vlad, you know how you guys have orange and blue skies? Leroy just has blue dye in his beard. Courtesy of Big Spoon.
Will you stop?
What? Take a break. Final segment coming on up. Back after this. Say that again, but on the mic.
I said, this is you getting ready for Ja.
I'm just ready for the summer. I'm rooting for a fast finals, dude.
And what may be the dumbest comment I just came across?
What's that?
How can you get dehydrated while soaking in water?
That was sent maybe almost an hour ago.
And it's just a stupid hour later.
Yeah, a lot of you could sweat in water. A lot of fighters cut weight in tubs. That's become like the new chic thing. Well, not new, but they've been doing that. Not just saunas, like they do hot bath.
Sauna's the worst. That hot
Don't like sauna.
steam is the worst. Or a steam room.
Got some weight cutting going on for this weekend with Sugar Sean and Marab Davalishvili.
Didn't he already lost, right? O'Malley already lost to him.
Yes.
Right.
It's a rematch.
Was it any good? Was it a close fight?
No.
Worked him over?
No, he worked him good. Yeah, he worked him good. It wasn't a close fight.
Think it's going to be any different?
No. No, I don't.
Because he's just that good.
I just think the style's a nightmare for him.
So we're looking at Sean O'Malley as a guy who can maybe pack the house but not win.
I mean, he won the championship. He's already been the champion, so I don't want to say like he can't. He's won it.
Not long as this guy got it though.
Yeah, he's had it for 2 fights. He won it from Sean, and then he beat Khabib's cousin, Lethal Khabib Umar. That was a close fight.
Really?
Yeah, that was a good fight.
So why doesn't Sugar Sean fight the other guy?
I think he's hurt.
Okay.
I think Umar Nurmagomedov's hurt.
But that seems like a pretty likely fight, right?
Maybe he will if he beats Marab. They'll probably.
He ain't beating Marab.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Still gonna watch though.
Yeah. Anybody else on the undercard?
Kayla Harrison is fighting for the championship for the first time in her career. She won the PFL belt a couple of times, and she's fighting Juliana Pena.
Oh.
So they will be fighting each other for the women's championship. Kelvin Gastelum is taking on Joe Pyfer. So you got the grappler versus the knockout artist.
So Jennifer.
Although Gastelum will throw down.
Jennifer, we have a theme here. Did you just get some new tops or something? Because you have every color of the same top.
What are you talking about? When do I ever wear stripes?
No, I'm saying you have different colors. So yesterday was a blue one, or 2 days ago was a blue one, and now you have a striped one of the same like kind of shirt.
Everybody knows J-Fig hasn't gone shopping unless Scooby's wearing the same thing.
What? No, Leroy, they're both different tops, so
I think they are different tops, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Also, I thought we were talking about Sugar Sean O'Malley, but okay.
No, I was talking about the shirt.
Scooby Sean O'Malley.
Scooby Sean. Look at him.
All right, by decision. By the way, Lomachenko retired.
Really?
Yeah, 37.
All right.
He'll be back. They all come back. Yeah, they all come back.
Everybody except for Connor.
Yeah, no, Connor's not coming back. Loves the party life too much. He'll keep talking about it though. We'll sit here. It's not going to happen though. John Jones, he's fake retired too. He'll be back in November. They all come back.
You think they retired because they're off doing some?
I don't know. I think John Jones is just like, I think he likes the game a little bit. Like, I think that this whole dragging out, it kind of makes him the bad guy. I think that he knows how to agitate people, and I think he's going to end up fighting Aspinall in the fall.
That'd be a big fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So John Jones technically has never lost.
Never lost. Never lost.
That's damn near impossible to do in that sport.
He's come close. He's never lost. Couple of fights were razor thin there, but he won. I can't wait. He's the best though. Aspinall though has been
Vlad. Enough, dude. Enough.
No, let's go ahead and talk about your top, huh? Look at that. There's a theme going on. You're matching.
I mean, that's how I started today's show. It looks like you picked that out to match.
Mm-hmm. So the same way we started the show, we're gonna end the show.
Don't get mad at me, dude. You had your out. You
I
told
think
me
you should
no.
touch up your roots.
No, I'm letting it grow out. Since you won't tell me how to get the stuff out.
I'm not telling you.
Okay.
I don't understand though. Like, what did you think was going to happen? We're going to stop talking about it. It's not normal. You look like Jack Frost.
Black Frost.
Look at you chiming in.
Point for Leroy.
Like, what do you want me to do? I'm just supposed to ignore this now? I just have to accept it as normal that you look like that? No.
I accept you every day.
This is how I
And
look.
he says that he's not hiding it, but this whole day he's been hovering over his microphone.
Well, you haven't been boots on the ground, but Lupe has been harassing him to take pictures.
I wonder why she's
You
doing
sent-
that.
You sent her
Yep.
to take pictures.
Yeah, he doesn't like
It's
it.
like, oh, mysteriously, now you want to put me in the
Yeah, this will
we
definitely.
couldn't put my birthday in there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's pretty crappy.
When is the next newsletter?
Whenever
Bi-monthly
people
now.
start bothering me.
Stop or start?
What did I say?
I couldn't hear you. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, start.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm done chasing after content.
What are you microwaving? Don't look at me like that. We all heard it.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, I heard microwave in the background.
I think you were hearing Scoopy's paw, like his nails.
Nails?
Yeah, he was.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I heard a microwave go off because it only has one distinct sound.
I didn't
That's
hear
3
it.
chimes.
What are you cooking? A hot pocket?
Cooking a blueberry something.
You know, I've never had a hot pocket.
Yeah, I think you've said that before.
Yeah. Or an Uncrustable.
Well, that, yeah.
Think it's disgusting. Hot pocket.
Well, you wouldn't know if it's disgusting because you haven't had it.
I could look at it and tell.
You've said that a lot about a lot of things, but your
Uncrustable.
You're easily swayed.
Have a Nutella Uncrustable. Those are good.
I don't like Nutella.
You're easily swayed on this stuff, though, dude. It's
What?
real- like, you know, you'll say one thing and then like all of a sudden you're addicted to coffee. Like it's not that hard.
No,
to
that's not true.
not.
That was quality coffee.
Yeah, and then you started like going.
And
up
then
this-
I went to Starbucks and it tastes like water.
Yeah, and now you're drinking Cafe Bustelo here every
And I
day.
made you
know why?
coffee also.
Only drink it when I come here. And I can make it with the
The
you know,
point is, you came into this world when I knew you didn't like it. Now you love it.
I don't love it. I drink it when I'm here. I only drink coffee when I'm here. That's a fact.
That's not true because you sometimes go to Cali Coffee and that's not here.
But that was coming here. I had a little run where I was trying to get, you know, but no, I only drink coffee here.
The real question is, are you going to do right by us tomorrow? If you sit in that damn hot tub and they're winning, are you going to stay in that hot tub? Because I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to check in on you. And if the Cats are up 2-0 tomorrow, I'll say, in the tub? And if you say yes, so you got to stay there.
Dude.
And you're gonna FaceTime him to make sure he's not lying.
Yeah, I'm not like, you either care about the Cats or you don't care about the Cats. I don't know.
You gotta care about the Cats.
And we sat here all day today blaming Thomas.
Oh, we care
Nosek.
about the Cats?
I care
Then
about
where's,
the Cats.
where's the starfish bit?
No, don't lash
Now
out.
you want
There's
to.
the
Now
stuff
now you're just throwing things out there.
Yeah,
It's
the
been
stuff-
2 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's been 2 years.
She still hasn't done it. She's supposed
Who cares? She didn't do it during the Stanley Cup Final. You did. You changed mojo.
I didn't change mojo.
You did, dude.
I've been pretty consistent with how I watch Panthers games and Heat games all throughout this whole run.
You want to know what wasn't consistent? You during the game, because you changed it up. You went an extra period. They were up. You decided, good enough for me. I'm out. Because I'm dehydrated. Get out of the tub for a few minutes during
Drink
intermission.
some
I tried
water.
to. I was lightheaded. I was seeing spots.
You got to stay there.
No.
Look,
I got out of the tub.
Just-
I got out of the jacuzzi. I felt.
I
I
want you to
got
look-
out of the jacuzzi.
I want you to look at me
I
right
felt
now.
woozy because
sit
I
out,
was
sit
seeing
out for a little
spots.
bit with your feet inside
That's
the
not how that
jacuzzi.
works. You got to be done. You got to go get a lot of fluids in you.
No second.
Drink a lot of water. You have a cooler.
Yeah, I I drank a lot of fluids.
Nosek never would have done that if it wasn't for you. You want to know why?
What?
We never would have gone to overtime. We would have won.
There's people at your house. You can
Change it
ask
up.
them to refill your cooler.
I don't think
For
you
the
guys
Cats.
understand
You also have 15,
how dehydration works.
You also have 15 minutes between overtime. You got time.
To do what?
You could have recharged.
To refill.
Wait, so let me get this
And
straight.
yet,
wait.
and time between each period.
Wait. Let me get this straight. Okay. As when you dehydrate like that, right, and you start getting lightheaded and feeling low, how long does you think it takes to rehydrate?
To watch a hockey game with your feet in the tub?
No, you're
Not
still
much.
sweating.
Look, take a dip in your pool that's colder water.
But that's not
in between the periods.
I was past
You're
that
making this a
point.
whole obstacle, okay?
And you could.
Do you understand? Do you understand what dehydration?
Do you understand what the cup means? Do you understand? Because
just
apparently
any
you
cup.
do not. I'm gonna tell you something right now.
Wait, this will go down in history as the Nosek hot tub flub.
Yeah. And let me tell you something right now. Don't expect a ring. And don't expect an invite to the parade.
Does the beard change color when you cook in the tub, Leroy? Turn red when you're ready to be pulled out?
It's fine. I'm just I'm I'll get over it. Maybe.
Beat science. That is correct.
There's nothing here to beat. He completely recovered. He would have completely recovered between the second and third period just fine. You would have all he would have had to do was go 20 more minutes, and you couldn't do it.
Oh my God.
You couldn't do it.
Do you guys understand how dehydration works?
Mm-hmm.
You think you could just go get a damn cup of water and everything would be cool?
You know how much I've drunk in the sun? I would be fine. And you're sitting here. You got nothing but excuses for me. You're the anti-Paul Maurice. He would be disgusted with you. And so am I.
Disgusted.
Tired of this show. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Have I told you you're a jackass? You're the worst.
What?
You're the worst.
Don't get mad at me. You made your choice.
I chose personal health
over the Cats.
Thank you for the ASMR, by the way. Hydration.